Did you sell? Did you end up selling any of those? Because I know you had like 1 through 10.
I sold like all the Submariners that were above number one. Yeah, it's just the number one that's the only one I've been not been able to sell. I even lowered the price down to like $700.
Yeah. I can
But
see it right
people,
behind you.
yeah. I mean, copies that are higher, that are lower, or the same sell for more on eBay. Well, mine sits there. I'm like, wow,
Do you think
who
it's
knew?
just because people promote? They pay that like promote thing to get it at the top.
I don't know if there's that or if people were really just that like against CBCS slabs over
Oh yeah,
CGC
that could
slabs.
be.
I mean, like it. I don't get that. I mean,
Nah.
but
Hear that, everyone? If you want a Submariner, it's right there. Hit up Rob. He'll sell it to you for a good deal, and it's in a strong slab.
that's right. It's the new current super strong slab, and it
Yep.
went through their new current harder grading.
Oh yeah. Speaking of CBCS, I've been basically complaining about them for the last over a year because I submitted them last October and
Right,
hadn't heard anything.
right.
I
And
had
now,
all three of my submissions go in that were like super spaced apart. I want to say like 5 months apart between the
mhm,
three of them, all
now
go
they're all
in
going in.
yesterday.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming they'll probably get graded really quickly. Could be
Right.
wrong, but
So what's been for me, because I have had 9 submissions in the past 8 weeks go through,
mhm.
and it's about 4 to 5 days in grading, depending. Has some there's been a couple that have been done in a day, and there's a couple that have gone like 5. So somewhere in that range, and then usually within a day after that, it's encapsulated, and in a day or two after that, it's shipped. So you're definitely close.
Hopefully like next week,
Yeah, but
maybe
it's
the following.
definitely what I have seen. Um, Given the number of books I've had, and I've seen some other people in similar situations, and then I like you saying this, it's definitely confirming my thought that was building up to their move.
Mhm.
CBCS just basically went through, and anything that wasn't paid for expediting, they just packaged it up
Yeah.
and got it ready to move and let it sit. And then when they moved, they then
They're
turned around and
unpacking it.
dumped it because the lead times changed like overnight. It went from like 19, hey, good day, sir. It went from like 19 to 25 weeks range within a month. And then all of a sudden it went from 25 weeks to a year and a half.
Yeah.
And you're just like, and they stopped like answering any, well, they still don't answer emails, but yeah. So my
No.
assumption is that they just palletized them, stuck them in a warehouse until they moved. And now that they moved, they're rushing to try to get caught up. And we're seeing so many of these things come through. I've saw, like I said, 9 submissions in 8 weeks that were sent over the course of multiple months, like you, and they're all breaking free. I just finally actually got the first 2022 submission is now getting pushed through grading. I got notification for that today, so I think all my 2021 submissions are finally done. But it's it's weird. Good morning, sir. We're talking
Good
about
morning,
comics. I know
guys.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
We're not talking about comics. We're
Unfortunately.
talking about CBCS.
Well, comics at CBCS. That's part of the comic book
Yeah,
world.
my stuff is finally in grading after submitting last October.
I'm just happy to hear that they're moving for you guys, man.
Yeah.
And then,
Now, I personally, obviously, you always want good grades, but after this amount of time,
No,
if they would come back like terribly graded because they got damaged, I would be heartbroken.
so far, of like I said, I've had a lot come through because at one point I had over 300 books sitting out, and I only have 2 that are sitting here waiting for the CBCS to respond to my email, where their label swapped. They have a Star Wars book labeled as Marvel
God, I hate when
Secret
that
Wars and a Secret Wars labeled as a Star Wars book.
You figured that you should just change the book, that the label's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that, but again, that's not my fault. They put the wrong books in the with the label, right?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
It is your fault.
I didn't want to just say that, but that's how I feel.
That is how I feel.
And I feel that
Who
way.
else's fault would it be?
True.
Couldn't be theirs.
Ended up saying screw it and got the 3-day pass for Fan Expo, and I'm now going.
to Designer Con in Anaheim next weekend. Time to break the wallet.
Oh, so Flash, are you
Both
saying
of them.
you're going to the Fan Expo in San Francisco?
Going to both of them.
Nice. I'm
Oh,
gonna.
what's up, Miss Up?
How many fan expos are there, Rob? Because Fan Expo that I'm familiar with is the Dallas one. Is that the
Well,
name that's used
they've
in
acquired.
locations?
Yeah, it's a Fan Expo is a company, right? And they acquired
Mhm.
multiple cons, and
Okay,
so
cool.
they do several in different
I
cities.
think
I
there's
know-
one
I-
in
I know
Columbus.
I know the Toronto one is huge
Yeah,
because a couple of guys from over here have been over there, and they said it was actually a really good show.
yeah.
were?
The San Francisco one started off with aside from the fact that they first of all they chose Thanksgiving weekend, which is I think it's gonna be a bad mistake.
Oh,
I think
that's
Get you out of having to go to dinner.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still at the same time it's difficult to go all 3 days.
yeah, like Thursday and Friday especially.
So I'm definitely not going to go. I'm not going to be able to go all 3 days. My kids are in town from college. It's hard to say, "Hey, honey, guess what? I know the kids are back, so I'm leaving. I'll be back in 3 days." um, so yeah, there's that's a piece of it, and I'm starting to see it with the artist list too, because the list of not attending who had previously said were on the list of artists that were going to be there is growing. So I've had to basically almost go down to bringing a couple books that can achieve tons of different signatures and do that.
Yeah, it's like because Beck just showed me today because one of our big cons is Oz Comic Con, and they're putting a Christmas special one on 2 weeks before Christmas. I'm like, that's just stupid. It's like, why people are too busy, either finishing up work, buying Christmas presents, doing all their decorations and stuff, preparing for Christmas dinners and lunches and stuff. Who wants to go to a con 2 weeks before Christmas? You're going to be tapped out before you even get there.
Yeah, well, we went to C2E2. It was 3 weeks before Christmas. It wasn't as awful as you'd think, but during that weekend, it's just, I mean, doing a weekend of a holiday. If you're trying to do it Christmas weekend or this Thanksgiving Day weekend is Thanksgiving. I don't know about everybody in America, but Thanksgiving is typically a pretty big family holiday here, at least in my experience. And so to take away from family is really hard during that time. I don't know.
Sounds a bit stupid.
Yeah, I'll go on Friday, which is the day one for sure. Saturday I'll probably skip, and then depending upon what I saw on Friday will determine whether or not I make a trek up to San Francisco on Sunday or not.
So what actual day is Thanksgiving? Is it a Saturday or Sunday?
Thursday.
Oh, it's a Thursday. Okay.
Every year, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it has to be on a Thursday, but it's always on a Thursday.
It's like Easter's always on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You think it'd be on a Saturday or a Sunday, so people who work
No,
9 to
put it on
5
Thursday
jobs or whatever would.
No, they put it on Thursday. That way, everybody who has jobs gets Thursday and Friday off.
I'm pretty sure they started that before jobs.
Yeah.
It's
been Thursday. There's been I don't know. It's always the fourth Thursday of the month.
Wasn't it 1860 something when they started Thanksgiving?
I don't know. I'd have to check.
No, there was jobs.
I'd have to check the Google.
Well, Google check that for me because I believe that Thanksgiving started in the 1860s.
As a official holiday.
It was definitely before the Ford Theater debacle.
George Washington proclaimed naming Thursday, November 26th as Public Day of Thanksgiving.
George who?
Washington.
Oh, so it was definitely earlier than that. I could have sworn it was Abraham Lincoln that declared Thanksgiving. What year was it? Was it 1820s?
President George Washington?
No, dude, it had to be later than that. When did Thanksgiving get?
Celebrated nationally on and off since 1789.
1863. President Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving a national holiday on the last Thursday in November. Lincoln's proclamation urged the nation to heal its wounds and restore peace, harmony, tranquility, and union. I knew that it was part of the ending of the Civil War. They were looking for a holiday to kind of bring the whole nation back together, and they went back through the history books, and Thanksgiving and the whole meeting of Thanksgiving was like the longest span of peace in this country at that point, because it was like a span of 50 years of peace before any of the battling it out with the Indians and all that stuff happened. So yeah, it was definitely 1860.
Okay, so that's when they officially made it a reoccurring holiday. Before that, it had been intermittently observed and all this other stuff. Yeah, so
yeah, the whole event, the whole dinner and everything happened obviously, and then it was recorded in history and known, but they declared it a national holiday and made it an actual thing on the last Thursday in November, whatever date that falls on. Mad Spidey, it's always the last Thursday.
Well, yeah, because it was weird, because I guess George Washington, when he did it in 1795, he said it had it observed on February 19th, and then, which of course now is President's Day. Interesting. And then declared Thanksgiving. John Adams declared Thanksgiving in 1798 and 1799, and blah blah blah. Interesting. Anyways, it's a whole convoluted mess.
Yeah, well, I think I assumed those other guys before decided to that year, hey, let's celebrate that today, and then they didn't do it the following year. And
we just eat turkey normally. Anyways,
yeah, they would pick it up at random, but it was Lincoln that's like, let's do this again next year. Cole, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, good morning. It is not Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, because one thing we learned that you can just declare that shit whenever you want.
Well, only if you're president.
Oh,
Mark's
the president?
Sure, why not? He's the president of the Legion of Comics fan club. He's always his biggest fan.
Hey, look, I got a coffee mug too.
There it is.
It's too late for me for coffee.
It's never too late for coffee.
What?
I will agree with Cole there.
Almost midnight.
Yeah, whatever.
How have you been doing, Cole?
I've been doing all right. Tyler sent me a link at 7:20, and I was watching Molly of Denali. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Sorry we waited so late.
I don't know what that is.
And I watched Mighty Ducks Game Changer this morning.
How was that?
It's the best show on Disney Plus.
Season 1 was incredible.
Season 2 is getting pretty good.
Yeah, awesome. I haven't started season 2 yet.
I haven't started season 1 yet.
I enjoyed season 1.
If
you like the old
Mighty Ducks,
Mighty Duck movies,
you have
really
to watch it.
I mean, it's definitely a kid's show, but
who the hell watches?
It's fun though. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Lisa and I were watching it, and the last episode, Lisa was cheering the whole time.
Oh man, I started tearing up in the last episode.
Yeah,
you're like, what the heck is going on? I wish I never had kids because now I'm weirdly emotional.
Right?
Yeah, hey, what's going on? I just started crying.
I want to beat myself up. It's like call myself names and start beating the crap out of myself. Wuss.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Oh, and I get
open. Nice copy.
I had the day off today, and we have Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
And John Jang's going to be there. I'm going to say
we are Legion. Pick up the Ninja Funk #1 that dropped last night.
I did. It was oh no, I didn't. I just bought the normal one. That is a very terrible comic book.
Really, I'm shocked and surprised.
Yeah.
Not really.
There's a cat that randomly poops. There's a seed. There's a robot DJ that's arm randomly is no longer there.
You said a seed, like SEED?
Yeah, they're trying to protect a seed. I'm guessing it's like an apocalyptic thing, and they're trying to like maybe they have. Well, there's something about a red line. The seed has not grown.
Energy drink?
No, maybe red lines and blue lines. Some artist forgot to clean up, and
it's pretty much like going over 9,000 or whatever they do in Dragon Ball Z loosely.
Oh, fuck you, Cole.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they don't do that in the manga.
Oh, so it's like when a Pokemon evolves.
Oh, okay.
Either or.
I only know what that means because Rob, I hang out with him enough to pick up a bunch of.
I figured he was a Pokemon guy, so I might as well mention.
Yeah, he lays down a lot of Pokemon knowledge along the way. I just pick it up every now and then.
Oh, here, Rob's gonna. No one else will understand this, but look at this Charizard, Rob.
First appearance of Charizard.
You know it, man. He just meant first printing, I think.
Oh,
I don't think he did.
No, it's a Pokemon thing. You wouldn't understand. Everything is a first appearance if it's a first print.
Yeah.
Good morning, Ross.
Roscoe.
It's a facsimile.
Plus Ultra.
And Roscoe said that Game Changer Season 2 was not nearly as good as Season 1, but I think that he's got to watch the newer episodes because maybe it is getting better than Season 1, some might say.
Good morning, Ryan. Hello, hello.
There's a poppin' chat today. It's like people have the day off or something.
Yeah.
Why
That's
is
true.
it? Today is Veterans Day, so a lot of people have off for that.
Yeah.
Hey,
oddly enough, I don't.
Well, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Definitely want to tell everybody who has served, thank you so much for your service.
Definitely.
Mr.
And hey, you can
Kevlar.
get some free wings at B-Dubs apparently today. So
Can you go pick some up for me, please?
I'm going with a few of my buddies who serve because they want to get free food. Well, one of them just wants to get drinks, and the other one was like, I want to get free food because I'm cheap.
He earned that free food.
He did.
Let him have it.
There's nothing wrong with free food.
I agree. I 100% agree. Is Game Changers a weekly show?
Yes. But the last episode just came out, right?
That was the last. No, that cannot be the last episode.
It wasn't? Okay. Well, I'm not that far, so.
It was a part 2, so that kind of confused me. But there's no way that they just, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I haven't caught up, so I don't know.
No way. There's no way. Are you challenging them?
I'm not challenging them. It would just seem like a stupid spot. Although, I don't know. There was a cliffhanger at the end of this episode that you're like, ooh, that's a cliffhanger for... Now you got me double.
You better not lie to me, Cole.
So is issue 7, though? So issue 7 seems like a weird one to, like, stop, right?
Well,
episode 7?
Oh, yeah. It looks like there's an episode 8. So I think that we're in...
I think season 1 was 8 episodes.
Yeah, so at least there's one more. It comes out next week, Wednesday, which is the 16th.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch up. I watched the first episode and I liked it a lot. I just haven't been keeping up for literally no reason.
Because it's a Josh Duhamel now has taken over because Emilio Estevez is obviously not in it.
Yeah, there was something weird for him with.
Yeah, he didn't want to get vaccinated.
Oh, that's what it was. I didn't know. I didn't know there was some weird COVID thing going on with him, but yeah, so it's something too where like he could come
tiger
back.
blood from his brother and win.
Shout out to that 1 year when everyone was supposed to get vaccinated, but everyone forgot about it.
I don't think people forgot.
Nah.
They're just busy.
Kyrie didn't forget.
Kyrie, what is that guy?
He's on fire.
I'm glad he left Australia.
He was in Australia? Is that real?
He's Australian.
He was born here.
He's also I
Oh,
know.
weird.
Isn't that weird?
What
Him
a
and Ben
weird.
Simmons are both Australian. They're trying to make an Australian team in Brooklyn.
God, Ben Simmons is so bad at basketball. dude. Just like, hey, you guys, I should be good, but
Do you
technically I'm
know
not.
how good he is at fooling people into thinking he's good though? Because people still think he's like got potential somehow.
I mean, that's the thing. You can't. I don't know. He can't.
He
shoot.
goes out there, plays 35 minutes, and gets 2 more rebounds than I did last night. And some people think he's good.
So I'm taking it. He got 2 rebounds last night.
No, I'm just saying, like he does that.
No,
night
Tyler
in
had
and
a good night at
out.
the bar.
that or I
He got a
just
couple
fucking-
girls on
I
the
balled
rebound.
up last night, and I was getting
He's like, no, I
rebounds
was
left
playing
and
rec
right.
league basketball with my dudes.
I think if he played his original role as just a pure point guard instead of actually trying to do anything else, I think he'd be half decent again. But
I don't see. He fooled Matt Spidey into thinking he's good. He's terrible. He's fucking terrible.
Is he playing rugby?
He'd be better at rugby.
What sport are we talking
no, he's
about?
too skinny for rugby.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but he could be
He's
the,
like 6'10".
He could be the pilot.
He could
on
be the
rugby.
person that jumps up and catches it or lifts somebody up to catch it. Don't they do that in rugby?
It's called a scrum.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I don't
You got
even
some
know. I
of
know
that
that
on
that's a
about on
term
your
that's
chin.
used.
I think you got some scrum on your chin there. Cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's going on there? There's the mo, and it's almost hitting the bottom, and you're losing your look.
Who, me?
Oh,
No,
I just
Cole.
haven't shaved because I'm lazy.
Cole.
What am I doing?
He's like, the awards are almost over.
on
I don't
what-
need to have
I
it
mean, I'm
all.
probably gonna shave my mustache like tomorrow.
Oh, are you going on White Comics to do it? That's the only time you do
Oh
it.
yeah, you guys got an opening tomorrow at like
We do whenever you need a shave, apparently.
cool.
If you need a shave, it's the only place to do it. We won't even
I mean,
talk.
technically, every
during
time
it.
I've
We'll
been
just
on
have
Wet
you
Comics,
shave and
I
then
shave
in
my
the stream.
mustache. And then people
Sometimes.
still question me like, "Oh, you shave your mustache?" It's like, well, apparently you guys don't watch Black Comics. At least the 3 episodes I was on.
Yep.
One of
Have you
them I
still
even
got the
took my
hair,
shirt
Tyler?
off.
Have you shaved the rest of the hair
No,
off, or you still got
of
it?
course not. I actually forgot in the video yesterday that I had this hair. So I had a hat on because like I'm so used to wearing a hat.
Mm.
I was like, oh damn it, I shouldn't have been wearing a hat.
So
I
I
shouldn't be
keep
wearing
it-
a hat right
keep-
now. I'm gonna take it off.
You're going to keep it for another week and then shave it off, or are you just going to
Oh,
let it
yeah.
grow back?
No, I'll keep it for another week. I still
I
think
want
it
to
looks
see
good.
Christmas pictures with that.
Yeah. Mom
Like-
all proud. Look at my
You
boy.
can get,
That's really not a bad idea.
You can give Boo the same haircut and have like a Christmas card with you and Boo with that
There you
that
go.
haircut.
Give her the same haircut, like
Yeah.
you shave
Yeah.
Boo with the scar haircut. She'd pull it off.
That's your Christmas card. For
I've
the
never
year.
been walking on a stream again. Yeah. One day, Flash Ray, if you're ever available, let us know, man.
This doesn't even make sense. I mean, Black Comics can be on whenever. I mean, they're in Australia. They just make up
Yeah.
time down there.
They
That's
do.
true.
And I mean, well, Tyler lives in Australia and Lee lives in
Nice.
Indiana, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, Indiana.
Baton Rouge, Indiana.
My
Yes.
favorite city.
Yes. Which is conveniently actually just 10 minutes away from Mark.
Mm-hmm.
And the birthplace of Mike Pence.
And that way, also, Brian Kelly didn't have to move too far.
Oh, Brian Kelly. I miss that guy.
Does anyone?
Remember when he was a coach of the college in the city I live in?
Oh, yeah.
Your favorite Legion thing is going to happen any second now. Can you hear it yet?
What's that?
Beckerman approaching.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Bad enough yet.
Oh.
I don't think Matt's
That's
Spidey
my
knew that
favorite
was
thing. I don't know about
happening,
you guys, but
but- Yeah.
Wait.
Whenever Beckerman shows up, it's the best time on Legion. That's what that means.
Well, if Mark
What's new,
wears a
Mike?
wrestling shirt- if Mark wears a wrestling shirt, he'll show up every time.
What?
Did he? Is that a wrestling shirt?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I had no idea.
But it's hard to. I can understand why, because one of those guys is no longer wrestling,
Yeah, this is
and
vintage.
the other one
CM Punk.
outside of the independent circuit, you could question whether he's a wrestler or not.
Yeah. Becker, I was just messaging you back, but I'm like afraid. Like I haven't even mentioned one word about it on this stream because because people act different about MCU movies, so I don't want to spoil or scare or run off anyone or even hint at something like and then be like, "Oh, Berserker, they took our jobs."
Was it a movie?
It was a cinematic
Experience.
digital film. Yeah,
It was.
I liked it.
You
was a good
could
movie.
view it in the
Oh, we're
theater.
talking about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I think it was a good movie, and I
It
think
was a
that's
good
all
movie.
it was. Like
Mark
again,
gave
without-
me all the spoilers, and I'm going to reveal them right now. Submariner's in it.
oh fuck off, Rob.
There you go.
Way to go! Ruined it
Sorry,
for everyone.
And it takes place in Wakanda.
So I'm going to delete the rest of what I was typing right there, Becker, because I was literally typing what I just said about. I'm afraid to hint or suggest that spoiling anything, but in terms of that what I said, like the one I like better in terms of rewatchability or just fun, that one obviously. This movie, there's a huge factor about it, a huge driving force behind this movie that's not fun. There's nothing fun about death.
Yeah,
Dude, this was the exact conversation I had with Lisa last night.
There's
Yeah.
nothing fun about death.
But I was
And
just glad
Neil
that it
Carey.
wasn't silly.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we finally didn't. have
You're
No,
right.
no,
It wasn't really
It wasn't-
silly.
all right, look, the spoiler-free review that'll post. I'm going to post a video of a spoiler-free review tomorrow because I did film my going into the theater. I filmed the red carpet event outside of the live stream, and then I filmed walking out. Dude, first off, half the fucking theater fell asleep. Like half the fucking theater fell asleep because the movie's boring as fuck.
Oh
There's
God,
scenes
yeah,
that-
that was not my experience.
That's fine. Like that. We went at 10 o'clock. That's a later showing, but 10 o'clock's not late at night. That being said, that movie was boring as fuck. That's okay though. It wasn't supposed to be happy-go-lucky
you should have seen
entertaining.
it
They
in
were
the premiere theater.
okay. I'll
So
stop talking.
the theater I was in is so premiere.
It's called
Premiere. Circumvision. So
You get a
circumstance.
free
Wow.
operation during the movie.
That's an unfortunate name.
It's the tip. It's the tip of the
The
audience.
tip of the movie experience.
So that movie had some
Yes.
really cool scenes in it. It had some really dope scenes.
Oh.
But fuck all. The first and only time I said fuck yes, here we go. I looked down at my watch. 2 hours and 1 minute into it.
Yeah.
2 hours and 1 minute into it was the first time I said, "Here we go," because that's when the fucking movie started. Not like the
You
plot or
should
this or
have
that.
watched it with Circumstances. Man,
No, but I'm saying like it was a good movie, but this is not a movie.
that is
that-
a terrible name, but I came up with it on the spot.
It's not a movie that you're going
Nah.
to sit there and rewatch for the action or it's a one and done movie.
Yeah.
Circumstances got me hyped
Chip-
at points
Chip
where
is
he
not
just
me.
started
Chip is
dropping
not
elbows on me and going, "Oh shit! Oh shit!"
Yeah, I wish he was there because the theater I was in,
Great.
nothing.
It
Dude, I
was,
even went over
it was
to my
dead silent the whole time.
when it faded to
Yeah, I
black
got salted.
by Ryan Coogler. I reached over to my dad and said, "I'm about to fuck up the vibe of this whole theater," because everyone was in there just like this.
Yeah.
They're like waiting for the rest of it so they can fucking go. And I'm not joking, dude. And like that, when you walk in, people were dressed up. People like there was tons of people wearing all white, taking pictures with the
There
big,
were a lot.
They go
Mine
in there.
too.
and nobody. You don't hear nobody like crying or nobody cheering. Like there's none of that. And these were like this was the target audience that filled this theater. Like the people that came out for the event, man. And like I know there's a factor of it that was just because it was late. But I looked over at my dad and I'm like, I'm about to fuck up the vibes for this whole theater. And with it still dead silent in there, I go, "Yo, Alan, that shit was whack." Just fucking around. And I expected someone to nobody even reacted to that. And I was just doing that just for kicks. You know what I mean? Like, wow, everyone's ready to fucking go. And people are sitting there waiting to see how many after credits or this and that. And one of the people that worked at the theater hey guys, I don't want y'all wasting your time. That's all.
Yeah.
So that was an excellent job
He
not
just
giving
wanted
any hint of
clean
what
up.
you felt of the movie. Phenomenal job, Mark.
You did a wonderful job of suppressing
I don't
those
feel like
feelings.
saying what
I feel like I can say what I think now. I wasn't going to say anything
wasn't
about this
either.
movie, but at this point, maybe I can.
Yeah.
Why didn't say
My
anything about
God,
the
you
movie? I
can't
just
give
said that
people
it's
24 hours to see a
fucking
film.
slow.
I have to bring a child to school, so I'm gonna go. Bye bye. Thanks for having me.
There, I
I'm gonna
Hi,
responded.
Cole. Have a good day. Enjoy the Comic-Con.
I responded stuff I didn't want to say in front of people.
You could,
100%.
it's okay. People know we love each
100%
other.
agree
It's
with you
okay.
in your second comment. I was too.
Hmm.
But there wasn't any of the enthusiasm that you mentioned.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think that enthusiasm was even an appropriate response. I don't think that the movie is trying to
It wasn't
get
trying
you
to
to
be
be
that way.
I
enthusiastic.
meant at
in
the
most of
end.
it.
I meant
It
at
was
the
very
end.
sombering.
Dude, that was such a non-enthusiasm moment.
Yeah.
Like the
At
way
the
that it
end?
was presented. I'm not saying it wasn't supposed to be. I'm saying they didn't play it that way. They didn't. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It was a good
So
scene.
then you're saying it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been a barn burner.
No, like I don't think that you should. If you're getting
But you were
people
just
like,
criticizing it for not being a barn burner.
I'm not criticizing it for that. I'm just saying that it was a boring movie. Now I get into more details that get into spoiler, but I'm saying the tone of this movie was not intended to be one that you have someone going, oh. That isn't the movie they made. That wasn't their
Yeah,
intention.
they didn't sit next to circumstances then.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't. He shouldn't drink before he goes or something. I don't know.
Well,
What
did
can
you
you
see
see
Black
there?
Adam then? Because I feel like he would have been coming out of his chair the whole movie if that's how he
Yeah,
reacted
those are
in
two
this one.
different genre movies. They both are comic book
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
But Black Adam is an action, just shut up and buckle up movie. This was like a very drama, very serious, which I like that it wasn't over comedy and all that. They had
I'm
lighthearted
sorry, I
moments.
lost some of what you said in Spidey's crinkling.
Yeah, I know.
I need the bow down bitches clip.
I would
Flo
love to
said
talk
Black.
to
Flo
you,
didn't
but
like
apparently
Black Adam.
Spidey's snack is more important.
I think it had the little moments of lightheartedness. I think that was done 100% accurate. Like that, this is like the Marvel kind of tone stuff. It took itself serious, but everyone knows like they're going to do that sweet tribute to Chadwick Boseman. It was in the movie trailer and everything. But I think that man, I don't want to say anything. So,
I had fun.
They leaned too heavily into that. The entire movie was they just rode the coattails of that for the whole movie to garner the emotional response from the people that are watching it. There wasn't enough of the movie itself doing anything. Like what's the story and the plot of this movie doing? Not really much of fuck all. Like everything was just
Like
big.
going to a funeral.
So is it true? It's almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
It was
3
long.
hours
It was
of
long.
fucking mourning over the course of 2 years with nobody like dude, we get it. We get it. There's a way to tribute to Chadwick Boseman in there. There's a way to try to take advantage of that. I'm going to make people like this because they're going to walk out and just say, I'm big sad. I miss Chadwick. Like I got over the Chadwick Boseman passing like fucking 2 years ago. You know, he didn't just die. So none of that memorial shit, none of that tribute shit, none of that being sad fucking does fuck off for me in terms of the film. Like I'm like, dude, like it was emotional. Like I had those emotions, but that was it. Like the scene, then I'm on to the next thing. But they just dragged that out for the entirety of the fucking movie. Hit you big in the beginning, big at the end with it. They tried to instill your reaction to the movie in you right as you're walking out, like so that they know everyone will walk out and say this about it. And I'm like, dude, that was nice of them to do that, but it didn't make the movie for me. So the stuff that was actually
spoiling it, is it a fitting tribute to him?
everything that they do is a fitting tribute to him. And I'll tell you what, Ryan Coogler did it with fucking style, my man. Like no spoilers, but the way that he did it, because the whole fucking movie is a tribute to him. But the way that he ended the movie, I thought was fucking beautiful and masterfully done. The way he holds something back and then he fucking just gives you what you wanted. Yeah. And that's all I want to say about that. I want to message Becker right now since he's seen it. And dude, I absolutely love that how he did that. And now if that would have been it, if we would have gotten the opening scene and then the way that he sends off, that would have been perfect. But every character in this fucking movie is defined by Chadwick's passing.
Yeah.
And the movie takes place
It's
over.
almost like that was a really big deal.
It,
Yeah,
The
I have a
movie
lot
takes
to say, but
place
I don't
over-
want to say anything about the movie. It's
Yeah, the
too
movie
early.
takes-
I want to go to a funeral with Mark sometime and just have him be like,
That's whack, man.
"Still talking about."
well, we did go to a funeral for Chadwick. You know, it's even in the trailer. And then time passes, then more time passes, then years pass, and then we're still at the fucking funeral.
1 year passed.
And what is
It's
it? What
all
is
in a
1 year
year.
mark? What is 1 year mark? The end of the what? The end of what?
You-
Not for us,
I'm
not for the
gonna
audience.
text you. I'm gonna text you.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I just think that it leaned too heavily into that. They could have done more with the current plot, character story, and all that. I enjoyed.
Don't say
I
it.
don't,
Don't say
I don't
it.
want to spoil shit. I don't want to spoil shit.
I love Slow.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to say anything back. I wish I could. I wish this was a spoiler show, but I can't. I'm not going to say anything.
So is there
Yeah, that's
after,
kind
is
of
there
where
after
I'm
credit
at. I'll
scene?
just text you later, Mark. I think I'm gonna
Is
go
it-
get some breakfast though.
Are you going to
Am
the
I,
IHOP? Get some
am I
sausage.
making you hungry?
I
All right,
think
you
I'm
see-
gonna. I think I'm
Check
gonna
out-
go to
check out that message I just sent you, Becker. So at the end,
Is there
During-
after credit scenes or
at the end
Yeah.
during that,
One mid credit.
Becker, I sat there and it delivered perfectly because I smiled, and I think that that's what you're supposed to fucking do. Like in that scene that I just messaged you, I just sat there and I just like smiled and just like hell yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like hell yeah. This is me popping in. Yeah, we're not doing spoilers. Not doing spoilers. I don't think anyone but three of us seen it anyways.
Yeah.
and I won't be able to see it
I-
until
I think four of us.
Next
Reaching
week,
Chip, did you see it? Chip,
Oh,
you
yeah,
saw
I
it, right?
didn't. I
That's fine.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at
so
y'all
four of
when I
us saw
said
it.
that. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, DJ. He specifically said he wasn't going to say anything that would influence any kind of indication
Is Chip
of how he
wearing a
even
minor-
felt about the movie.
I changed
So-
my mind.
Yeah.
And then
Is
you
Chip
just kind
wearing
of,
a minor league baseball hat?
I am
No,
Yeah.
this is my hair.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
Fort Wayne. He's
from
that's
Fort
my-
Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was Clinton Lumber Kings,
A little-
man.
A little tip of the hat to Mr. Tyler.
No, my minor league baseball logos and teams are fantastic.
When are y'all going to see it?
another
Rob?
week.
We're talking about lower
In
single
a-
A
in a-
baseball.
in a
I'm
few
not,
hours.
I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all talk about your
Oh,
own
you're going to
shit.
see it in a few hours?
Yeah, well,
Mm.
same as I've been saying on this Veterans
I
Day.
wasn't. I wasn't-
Unfortunately,
That's
my
right,
team
that's
didn't
right.
survive the Midwest League reduction.
You'll like it. It's
Mm.
good.
We'll see. Apparently, I'm going to have to battle falling asleep, which I
No,
wake
don't
up
go-
at
don't go
4:30 in
late.
the morning for this
No,
show.
it's
So
a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, you
that-
look especially tired today, Rob.
yeah, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning for this show, and then or 4 a.m. and then be here at 4:30,
It's like,
and
I woke up at 4 a.m. for this shit. What the hell?
then I get
No,
then I'm going to
no,
go.
John.
Then I'm
John,
going
you
to
need
right
to go
now.
see it, man.
Then I'm going to go
You
see
gotta
movies
see
right
it.
during the heart of
Yeah,
nappy
definitely-
time.
Definitely go see
And
it.
while I'm battling to take a nap,
Mhm.
apparently I'm going to be watching a 3-hour epic. So it's a question of will I fall asleep to get through it,
You're
or
not
will I
gonna
have
fall
to
asleep.
pick a point to
You'll
go
be
to the
fine.
bathroom at some point during the middle of it?
that
Don't
second
drink a
one
lot.
will happen.
Yeah, that might
Don't
happen
drink
just
a lot.
because it's a
Cut
long
down on the
movie,
coffee
but-
now.
Oh, I made it. I made it till the end before I had to
Yeah, I
go.
made it too. You got to pee
I don't think
before
it
the
would have.
movie.
I don't think it would have suffered if
The only
they
thing that's
edited.
go-
I don't think it would have suffered if they edited it down for just time purposes.
Yeah, I think they could have edited a little out for
They
sure.
could have easily edited that shit.
Sounds
down
like they
to
could have
that.
edited an
They could
hour
have taken
out of
20
it,
minutes
out of the
out.
beginning. Apparently,
Bro, I could chop out an hour of that motherfucker and it not really change nothing. Like the tone, it would help the pacing really. Again, I think it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a good review when I break it down. But man, it could have been so much better.
There was
Brother-
one thing they could have done, and this is not a spoiler. There's one
Nothing we
thing.
say here today is a spoiler. You'd have to see it to even confirm if we tell you the truth or not.
All I know is that apparently it's so boring that Mad Spidey's significant other has already fallen asleep, and she hasn't.
She just turned on the trailer and
She just heard you guys talking and started falling asleep.
If they had put Namorita in it, boom, I would have rioted. Like, I'd have taken to the streets in celebration. I would have flipped cars over.
Oh my God, I'm messaging you.
Like she was in it. You just missed it.
Doctor Strange too. I
Peggy,
liked
you see
it.
her back then?
Seeing it, I think if Wanda wasn't in that, she carried the movie.
Dude, I
fully.
thought I gave Doctor Strange 2 a good review. I thought it
Yeah,
had
I liked it.
and
But
everything.
on
and most
rewatch,
people
it doesn't hold up for me on rewatch.
I
watched
haven't been able to
it.
rewatch a lot of stuff lately. I try to
Yeah.
try every now and then. I'm like, then I don't think that's any knock against the movie. I think that's just really about like busy kids and like, you know,
Yeah.
it's,
Well, I did. Lisa was watching it, and I sat down with her, and I'm like, "Damn, this movie is like not that good, except for the Wanda stuff."
Yeah, I find I'm rewatching older movies more than ones that I've just watched and enjoyed.
Yeah.
And what did I watch the other night? Season of the Witch. Pretty lame Nick Cage movie, but I enjoyed it. I just felt like rewatching it.
I started to get back into Andor last night because I had heard it was so good. The ending
The last
was so
5
good.
minutes was good.
Oh, good, great. Because woo, those first 5 episodes, man, rough as fuck.
The last 5 minutes of episode 9 was pretty good. I don't know if it made the first 8.5 hours seem like it flew by, but
Everyone is so hype. I've seen so many
Because it's
good
great
things.
and you're wrong.
Yes.
Dude,
don't get me wrong.
go
I'm
watch
really
the first
happy
5 episodes and tell
with
me
what I
how
saw.
much
I watched it.
important it.
Yeah.
no, you
I've
hear
enjoyed
his
Rob.
his
I've
voice
enjoyed it.
just shot up. I watched it.
Yeah, I watched
Dude.
it too, and I feel like I was in prison
Yeah.
with them.
3
Look,
hours.
I watched
3
it and I
hours.
liked it.
You could watch like 2 amazing movies in the
You can
amount
watch
of time. in those
Wakanda
first-
forever.
I understand you're not used to what we've been so ruined that we're not used to actual character
No.
development.
I like how
And-
people try to hide
There
behind
are
that.
some
Like,
good
no,
character
just
moments,
because
but
just because nothing happens is they're developing character. And you're just not
no,
realized if you
because
No, they were
we-
laying groundwork.
they're
Look,
laying
it's a
groundwork
slow-
for characters that are gone in episode 6.
Look,
Because I
it
was
is a
thinking the same
slow
thing. I
burn.
was like, wow, maybe this is okay. Like, I'm starting
Oh.
to get connected to them. And then the next episode happened. Episode 6, by far the best episode. And then I was like, okay, all of that groundwork was worthless.
No,
Yeah, big time.
they're not.
no
the
one
main
can
character.
ever complain about me being DC biased when you have people like Rob that exist with his Star
What?
Wars bias.
Oh, I really have been
Yeah,
critical of
I
Star Wars,
definitely get-
including I'm critical of the original New Hope, even because I'm willing to take my rose-tinted glasses off and look
It's
at it.
funny how you're
I
gonna
don't
die
know,
on the
man.
Android.
But I'm also still a fan of the world building, and everything else, and the overarching
Yeah.
thing that's in there, right? And so, look, is Andor? I have said, if you are into Star Wars and into the lore and stuff, then Andor is a phenomenal piece of television.
I love
because
Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but I never want to watch Mon Mothma apply 4 alone. And I've done that.
But they're building his character. They're building out his
No,
credits.
they're not. They're showing. This part is world building, and showing how these individuals that are cornerstones of what would become
As
the
we watch,
rebellion
that's
and everything else,
exactly.
and the lengths and stuff that they're having to go to try to get this thing started and going, and under the as the empire is continuing to grow its authoritarianism and take control over everything.
Well,
So-
and I do get that they finally
What Rob
come
said,
full
I agree.
circle because Yoda warned us about this. Adventure, excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. Well, then a Jedi would love
There's no Jedi in this.
There is neither.
Someone gave Beckerman some
What's up,
cooked
Jim?
coffees this morning. He's on fire. Morning, Jimbo.
I didn't want to ruin the symmetry there, but I was like, oh, I got to listen to this because
This
the whole
And by
thing
listen
on
to this, you mean
Andor,
Spidey's chewing.
yes.
well, and snoring. So it's back. It's back on now. I mean,
Oh, it's always been on.
It's been on weekly
I
for
thought
10
it was,
weeks.
I thought it was over.
We
with
can't
or
get it to
something. I
go
don't know.
away, Jim. We
Yeah.
can't
2.5
get it to go
episodes
away.
Definitely
in,
Never.
that's it.
It's here forever.
I've
Yeah.
watched
Me
3
and Rob will
more,
keep it
and
going.
I wish I would have just watched episode.
There's going to be
6, but
they announced season 2 is going to be out.
All right,
Oh,
well, I'm
yeah, I
definitely
think there's
gonna
supposed to be
have
3 seasons.
No,
total,
2
right?
seasons.
Two
The end of
seasons?
season
Okay.
2. End of season 2 is going to take us right up to Rogue One.
Rogue
Damn.
One.
So this season is laying the very beginning groundworks for what will become the rebellion, right? The rebellion right now is a series of individual cells, this concept of trying to bring things together, and how they're basically having to engineer, do things that are causing the empire to crack down and become harder, to make people willing to wake up and realize that this false security and everything else you're being given is something that you need to rise up against and pay attention to what the government is doing, right?
Didn't we
Because
already do that
you
for
allow
Rebels?
things to happen for so long until eventually they get to a point where they're so bad you have no choice, and that's what we're building up to, and the laying out all the getting these different groups to work together. And you see that the gray, that look, just because we've grown up thinking the rebellion is a bunch of good guys and the empire's bad, but now you see this guy's, I'm willing to sacrifice 50 people to keep one guy hidden from, in his position, that even though he doesn't want to do his position and stuff, that there's people are doing things that are not even morally gray.
Did you watch Rebels, Rob?
Yes, and I think that this dovetails beautifully into Rebels.
I wish, one thing they could do that would really hit hard for me, have Ezra Bridger's speech play at some point.
Yeah, it wouldn't be yet, but it would be. That would be a season 2
It would be
thing.
soon, though. Soon.
Depends.
That's season 1 Rebels. Season 1 Rebels ends with Ezra Bridger's Lothal speech.
Yeah, but I think that timeline wise is more season 2.
Timeline wise, it's within 6 months now. You could negotiably say it's now.
That would be a good way to end season 1 potentially.
Is have it tie it into Ezra Bridger's speech. Yeah. I agree.
But I mean, yeah, that's this time area, right? And I understand it. Look, there's people who this isn't what they're into, and that's fine. I though find it truly interesting, fascinating. But I will, like Mark talks about Titans and says, look, I get it. It's not necessarily for everyone, right? No. I get it. Not if you're a person who wants a lot of action and stuff going on in your show.
If you want a good show, this ain't it. Kind of like
Andor. If you want to be entertained in your free time.
Andor is
not a good show.
Drama, not an action thing at all.
And a bad drama too.
It's a political drama.
A bad.
You know what? It's kind of like I don't know. I don't want to say it has that. It's supposed to have that air of mystery, but not mystery. What am I trying to say here? Sort of like the 007 type thing. They're all like spies right now. They haven't formed a true rebellion, really. They haven't formed a true rebellion, like you said. I mean, they're little cells here, little cells there, and I actually like it because don't get me wrong. I don't know.
Andor would be better if Rebels didn't do it better first. Rebels has already done a lot of these things, and Rebels is better. Straight out.
I agree with that.
Don't watch Andor. Watch Rebels.
Well, I'm just saying the first few episodes, I think, is like Rob's saying, it's not meant to be all action packed. It's meant to lay the groundwork for who the character is and so forth.
somebody just said that they loved Ezra Bridger as a character. I did too, because no character has ever made me hate him so much in the beginning and love him so
Like him
much at the end.
Yeah, he was kind of a tool in the beginning.
Oh my god! I just wanted somebody to I wanted somebody to just push him down a well. I don't know. He just season 1 Ezra needed to die.
Needed a butt whipping. You know what is a good show, and that's why I'm a little late this morning jumping on, is because I had to finish up Stargirl. Holy crubbits!
I'm going to watch this week's episode today with the wife. Let me tell you something. Last week's episode, that end, I immediately messaged Becker. I immediately messaged the chat. Your brother tried to warn me last Wednesday. I'm like, holy shit, the reveal. Holy shit! And
At
again,
the end, it was
that's one of the things you have to know the characters to really get the whole thing of it. You have to be a fanboy of DC Comics, because they're pulling from some major characters that have dude, that character premiered in 1930.
I'm taking off.
Bye, Beckerman.
Bye, Becker.
I was just gonna say
I'm off to get biscuits and gravy.
Did you? Well, never mind.
You can ask him anyways. He'll answer you in his heart.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be watching.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, okay. I'm not going to say anything about the one from yesterday then, but
no, don't.
Just be prepared, Mark. Be prepared.
Wait. Are we talking about Andor?
No, we're talking about.
I'll go get a pillow. I'll get prepared for Andor.
Talking about Dora,
like Louis said, Stargirl, bro. Wow, I was like,
yeah. You're talking about Dora, right? She's all about the Estrellas.
Tyler.
What?
Yeah, this is perfect. I like Titans.
Why are you clapping?
Not just because it disrespects the material, but it also gives no F's to make any sense. That is 100% spot on.
That's correct.
Has no respect for any of the lore. Barely has respect for the characters. They have moments of proper representation of the characters, and then they do things that just flip it. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
That was what bugged me. So as I'd gone through the first 2 seasons, it was every time you start to build momentum on something, whatever, and then it was exactly. It was well, instant. What the hell?
Yeah. Out of left field, you're like, okay, this show's starting to get its groove, and they're like, you thought it was starting to get its groove, and they just tip you on your head.
Yeah, if you're just going to keep doing that, then I'm not going to show
up.
There's
no way Mother Mayhem would have taken them all down like that quickly. There's just no way. Okay, that was that.
I'm not familiar with her enough to know or not know, but also, I mean, she just zapped them. You know what I mean? Zap, you're done. Zap, you're done.
Mm-mm.
I don't
well,
know.
Was she related to Zap Brannigan? Because I mean, then
she wouldn't have had that level. I mean, Brother Blood wouldn't have given her that level of
Brother Blood was done at that point. They're in between Brother Bloods. You know, the first one died,
right,
and then Sebastian's on his way in.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not one I have to jump on and go, oh my gosh, I got to watch it every week.
That is definitely how you describe it. Nah.
I'd rather sit there and catch the Stargirl episode. They're getting into the good stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, this is just getting better and better.
How many episodes left before it's done?
They just did episode 10, so I think traditionally the seasons have been 13 episodes.
13, yeah. They got to wrap it up here.
Oh, I have 2 to catch up on them.
I enjoy Titans, but dude, it is terrible. It is a terrible show. If you're not familiar with them, it's probably hard to enjoy. If you are familiar with them, it's probably hard to enjoy. I think that I'm just used to not giving any shits about it. I've been watching it since it premiered, and I have the big hype of getting the first DC original on a new streaming service when it came out.
Right.
And it was the whole thing of sitting down, because that used to be the show, how the wife and I would sit down and carve time to sit down and watch the show every week together. And then by the end of season 2, the kids, Finn had gotten too old to really sit in a show that's going to just throw random F words out that won't fit in the show just to be edgy. So we couldn't really watch season 3 like that. And
yeah,
I just watch it because I'm curious what they're going to do more than anything. There's parts I enjoy. There's parts I scratch my head. I like the first 2 episodes of this season plenty fine, but they don't have I mean, they do some weird shit in the show. They take so many liberties that like it doesn't help the show. Like if you would just not do those things and just stick to the characters, you'd have a far better show.
Right.
It's just weird storytelling, pacing, and everything. It's an
Well,
odd bird.
I mean, one of the things that I struggled with in last season, and it's like I like Gar, I like Beast Boy the character, but all he ever did was turn into a tiger, and then they finally turned him into a bat, and I'm like, dude, this guy's supposed to be able to turn into damn near anything, and maybe it was budget, maybe CGI budget and everything, but it's like, I'm gonna fight you because I'm gonna be a tiger. I know you're like 400 pounds. And a gorilla would make more sense, but we don't have it in the budget. I mean, it just...
Who knew that the one person to stop him was Siegfried and Roy? Either one of them.
That's all I'm saying is, and then he managed to turn
Siegfried
into
and Roy,
bat.
you got a 50% chance of stopping him.
Beast
the other
Boy
one's
goes
dead.
up to fight Brother Blood, and Brother Blood just gives him this, and then Tiger King walks up. What's up, motherfucker?
I'm just saying, I thought they could have used him better.
Out, it's over with.
I think he was just like not even a secondary, like a third character in the background. I mean, it was all about Nightwing and
Starfire.
No, not Starfire. Yeah, but Hawk and Dove, and then
focus on the ones that don't have power.
Raven, they could do easily because she could just go do the whole Wanda type thing, and it was, I don't know. I agree with Louis though. When Superboy put on the glasses, that was kind of cool. He's like, how do I look? Do I look like my father? So, yeah, today is rainy, overcast, and nasty. Not good for metal detecting, but very good for going to see Wakanda. So, I
do think it was kind of cheap and budget oriented too, Jim. Just to go back to that, how this season, instead of them turning him into all these different things other than a tiger, they give a whole sequence like, oh, I blacked out. What happened? You turned into a raptor, a pterodactyl, an elephant, a gorilla. You turned into all the animals, and you broke the computer. All right, let's give you something else. I'm like, why y'all leaving all nonchalant? Like, you just destroyed Star Labs, and everyone's like, all right, fuck it. Let's go get a sandwich.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they couldn't even go get a falafel. That would have been better.
They could have. I think that's what they went to do, as a matter of fact.
And now they're traveling in this souped up RV
with Mentor.
Wait a second. They're driving around in an RV. Has this become the 70s Black Adam or Shazam show?
Shazam. Right, with Mentor.
Right. They all have little motorbikes on the back.
That's the first thing I thought of. Where's your lightning bolt on the front, man? You'd be good to go.
That would be such a great callback.
That's pretty dope how the car dropped out of the bottom and that was pretty cool. But
it wasn't dope. The car doesn't, like when you watch it happen, like, dude, that car, the physics doesn't work. Those two spaces can't occupy each other together simultaneously. But they did that because, like, how are these people going to get around as we're moving them around the country? Instead
it's
of
comic book physics, okay? We just go with
that car would have to just like Transformers down to like 1 inch tall in order to be able for that to work.
Well, I take it this was like a regular RV and not like one of these custom.
It's a regular RV, and when they leave Star Labs, like, hey, by the way, we gave you an upgrade, and they show you the RV, and like the bottom, like the luggage compartment on the bottom side of a bus opens up, and a full size fucking car, lowers down and gets slid out from under it. I'm like,
because they actually do that now. But usually they're the big.
Watch the show. The RV is not that big, Rob.
I'm not going to watch the show for that, but I'm just saying it's at least taken from reality, if nothing else, because they are actually making larger RVs today.
Yeah,
where the car does that, but
it's comic book physics. Leave it alone. I thought it was cool.
It was plot armor.
I mean, I'm sure it is. But, I mean, I don't know. And they gave him the tentacle, so he Gar transformed with the tentacle for like a second. I'm like, come on, this is horrible.
He was going for the turkey, my man. They gave him a tentacle arm to go bowling with. I'm like, all right, that's not necessary.
Tyler, the reason why I was clapping is because your Notre Dame killed the Clemson
Oh,
Tigers.
Clemson, dude,
Yeah,
what a shit stomping.
I called my sister the next morning. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because they're like, I mean, that's where she went to school, and they watch every game on TV. And
yeah,
I texted her beforehand and said, don't rule out Notre Dame. They're one of those teams that you can come in and just take it to you if you're not careful.
they
But
did.
I also think that their quarterback, the Clemson quarterback, was just, they should have pulled him.
Dude, they put in the backup and he threw a pick his first play.
Yeah, but he at the same time they put him in before in another game and he pretty much nailed it and saved the game. They just don't. Neither one of them.
I don't think they were beating Notre Dame that day.
No, I don't think they were either. I don't think they were playing at the same level. I watched some of the game and was like, oh, this is bad. So, but I think they're out. I think Alabama's out. I think the team to beat is Georgia.
Oh, definitely.
The team to lose to is Georgia. Bring it.
I mean, I think you're going to see probably Ohio State.
Because you care, Mark.
Yeah. I do care because when Georgia does good, I get more dogs in my kennel on the weekend.
Well, be prepared because, actually,
I shit you not. People show up with more Bulldogs
Yeah.
during football season. Like, did y'all buy these because you like football? Like, yes, we did. And it's just so crazy because I've never met a Bulldog in Georgia that's not a part of Uga's bloodline.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are all so full of shit. I also never met a customer who didn't rescue their fucking dog. I'm like, would you get him out of a burning building? You dive in front of a bus with no regard to your own life and snatch him up, or did you go to the pound and get a fucking discount dog? Like, they're all just discount dogs. I rescued them. No, you didn't. You didn't rescue shit. You just didn't have more than $30 and you wanted a dog. JB, what's up?
Why are you so cynical against people who get dogs from shelters or?
I don't. I get dogs from shelter. I'm cynical about people saying he's a rescue. No, he's not. No, he's not. You didn't rescue him.
They may not have actually rescued him, but
that's my point.
Well, let me ask you.
Although
if I go and get a dog,
go ahead, Rob.
Do it,
Rob.
Rob.
Some people argue, well, they may not. You not have rescued it from its critical situation. You've now taken it away from the shelter environment or whatever, or foster facility home for allowing them the free up to do others. You've taken in a rescue dog.
So
I understand.
I get their concept, but I do get people who have actually rescued dogs. You know what I mean? Like like people that I get people who found dogs in crates on the side of the road and stuff like that, where people abandon them and stuff like that. Where people have like literally gone over to an abandoned house where they're tethered to a tree where people left them there and stuff like that. Those are rescue dogs. But I get that people like this sentiment, and I am a little cynical just because I hear it every day. And we kind of joke about it. You know, I've said that 1,000 times, like jumping in front of a bus and all that. It's more of just us playing around. I get if you go get a dog from a facility that's a like a kill facility, because I mean they can't not be. You know, those are the only options. There's too many dogs out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's technically you didn't rescue him, but you saved him from his unfortunate alternative.
Okay. What is the difference? If I go and find a box full of kittens on the side of the road,
I think where Mark is really going is that he doesn't like people who present a holier than thou attitude because of their situation. You know, how they acquire.
That's why I said
I'm a better person than you because I have a rescue dog.
They come in with some like $2,000 purebred Shih Tzu with AKC papers. I rescued him. From where?
How'd you get AKC papers if you didn't know that? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
From the litter.
Like I'm here in Augusta. So Chip Rose, this is heavily military town. So people come in, they get stationed, they get a dog, they get an assignment, they can't take it, and their dog goes to the pound with their AKC papers and everything.
Yep.
So our pounds here are stacked with a great selection of dogs. Great selection, not just like
you're not bringing the dog overseas, that's for sure.
Yeah, not just mangy pit mixes, you know.
Well, you can,
that are like look like
my
they've been feeding on homeless people.
Not in the military.
Yeah,
my brother did in the Air Force.
My buddy took his to Romania with him. Yeah,
Your
actually,
buddies are saying, but most people do not. They don't
Right.
want the
No,
hassle
it's-
of it because
no,
it's not
I
easy.
mean,
There's a
it was
lot
a
of
lot of
quarantine
paperwork.
and-
He said it was the most.
not just
he had
that,
more
depending on your assignment, you might not be going somewhere where you can house your dog.
Correct.
That's what
He
I was
said he
trying
had
to
more
say, yeah.
paperwork for the dog than he did for his own
Yeah.
children.
That's
with
true.
with
Actually, I guess my
Marines, so-
brother didn't take his to England. He brought it while he was in the Air Force. He acquired it in England and brought it back to the U.S. And that was still same.
So you rescued it.
For me,
So the
I'm
good
done
for
for
him.
a while
Not
after
all
this
those puppy
dog. I'm done with
Look,
dogs for a while.
Look, I'll sit
I
there and
know
say,
one
look,
person
I did not.
with 2 problems. 2 weeks later, took it to the vet and put it down. See,
Put on.
Yeah, no,
So
Put on
Brandon
there.
1050 didn't like it. So I think there's going to be. I'll be honest with you guys. I think this movie's going to have like split reviews from like the audience.
I'm surprised you say it's trash. I'm gonna have to watch that review.
did you see the story? I saw the story this morning saying that like Indiana Jones #5, completely taken to a different movie title. They've like tested 5 different endings and all of them have flopped horribly with the audience.
Really?
Wow.
And,
I didn't know that.
they're starting to panic like how to do this thing.
I'll be honest with you. Even Rotten Tomatoes, like the audience, the critic audience for Rotten Tomatoes does enjoy MCU movies and stuff. That's no secret. The movie came out with an 85%, and it always goes down after the release. So it's probably going to settle in the upper 70s, lower 80s. So even the audience, the critics that normally, so that's going to be like a fair on the lower end of what the critics typically give their movies. So it's not just washed across the board that this is phenomenal. People are getting, it really just depends on how much you're emotionally attached to something. That's all. But I think it's going to be split for the audiences. I don't do reviews.
Oh, miss. So that's what they're trying to do is retire the character. But apparently they're having problems finding a way to do it that resonates with the audience.
Just shoot him.
Kill him off.
I'd be all right with that. They just want to shoot him, get it over with. Ka-cha!
Have that guy come out with the knife.
Or have him fall down
I
into a
actually
pit of
cut him.
snakes. That would be great.
No, how about this? Hear me out.
With a lightsaber.
Hear me out on this one. He's coming out of an Egyptian pyramid or something, and then all of a sudden, the Millennium Falcon comes down.
Sucks him up.
Aliens, right?
Aliens.
Space aliens come.
I could be down with
They
that.
pick him up, and they abduct him. And as they're flying
How
off,
did I come into you?
he just looks around and goes, "I'm home."
And they use this technology to turn back time on
Never
his
tell me
age
the
and
odds.
everything. So he's
Never tell me the odds.
He's being lifted up.
What's our next Star Wars project that we're going to be getting?
I don't know. Apparently, they just canceled another movie.
Which one?
I was just reading
Isn't
the
there
article.
something called Acolytes coming?
Well, Acolyte
Yeah.
is actually in the works, but there was another movie. Let me see if I can find the article because I was just reading it this morning. Here, it's my feed. Star Wars.
Miss O said Harrison's old enough to play the Mummy now.
There you go.
I miss so. Yeah.
Get him to play Amelia Earhart. It'll all work itself out. We're all waiting for you, Rob.
I know that's like horrible because like, well,
No
this
pressure.
is
Do, 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 do.
no, I don't see it in the feed now, and Google's about to completely just flip to my feed, so I don't know.
Yeah,
But there was there was a movie that was apparently had been announced, but now they officially killed it. And
Was it the Rogue Squadron thing?
no, that was killed a while ago. This was another one.
Oh, I didn't know that got killed off. Flash Ray said most of the Star Wars stuff has been canceled, and Kathleen Kennedy has ran the franchise into the ground 110%.
Disney apparently told her to stop announcing things because they're tired of her announcing stuff and then having to come back later and say, "Oh, hey, we're canceling that."
Now, if we can get them to tell Kevin Feige and tighten up and let's do a little bit of tone and direction shift at Marvel. get back to greatness. That would be nice.
Yeah, let me see.
I think that they do that way too much. Like everyone was all excited because I remember when Comic-Con happened and all Disney did was announce 2 years worth of movie titles. Everyone's like, "This is awesome! They've got their shit on lock." Da, 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 da. And 3 months later, like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to push back and cancel some of these already." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, no shit." I just want them to make it that stupid Blade movie already. I don't want them to rush it and it'd be bad, but I'm so ready to watch a Blade movie.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. And then bring on Midnight Suns after that.
Why?
Because Blade can be in that as well. I think Ghost Rider and
anybody can be in it, but why is my question.
I just love the storyline from when I remember when I actually used to read comic books.
What's it about?
Oh, you're talking about like 20 years ago. I can't remember what I read yesterday.
So nobody gives a fuck about Midnight Suns. Nobody, because nobody ever did. Is my point. Like, do y'all want to care now? Like, sure, they'd be cool if they do it good, but nobody has ever given a fuck about Midnight Suns until it became a spec potential, and then everyone started like, oh, let me grab these dollar bin books and jump on something. All cool characters, but Midnight Suns was never a fucking big deal. No one ever gave a shit, and I wanted to get their hands on some stuff that like actually fucking awesome again. There's 60 years worth of awesomeness that they blew through in a decade, and now we're kind of just flopping around in modern material that they're having to throw shit at the wall and hope something sticks. But I love Ghost Rider. I love Blade. I don't care about Morbius, you know. Who else is even on the team?
There you go. Scott said he liked it. Evil Mike said he liked it.
I suppose it depends on whether they go the 90s series.
Nobody knows
Cannibal King and
everyone
Frank
knew
Drake and all that sort of stuff in it.
J.D. Dillard's
Night Stalker stuff.
Star Wars movie was the one that was just most recently announced canceled. But
I know, didn't they say something about doing a Carter Ghost Rider? You know, the Western Ghost Rider.
Oh, Slade Carter. That'd be pretty cool. Carter Slade. That'd be pretty cool.
Because I remember them saying something about Ghost Rider. I know nothing official came out, but there was articles talking about how it could be or should be or is going to be the Western one. I'd be down for that. I think like the horror element in the Old West is like that adds another extra layer of cool. You know, get out of the technology age and all that.
Would you have Sam Elliott play it or something else?
I think something else. He could play a ghost in the movie, not the Ghost Rider, alongside Harrison Ford.
I'd say go see both. Go see both. That's what I say. Make your own decision.
I could honestly say, take your family to go see Black Adam. Oh, missed it.
Oh, sorry.
That's a great family movie. This Black Panther movie without the Black Panther is hot garbage. I think you're going to hear a lot of people give that same opinion of it. It's going to hit differently for different people, but I bet you that's going to be a big takeaway for a lot of people. So how do you make a superhero with no strong male characters? What is that? How does that make sense? It's a good
Wonder
question.
Woman.
There were strong male characters, dude. Like Trevor was a ridiculous.
Steve Trevor, I think, was
and that's what made Wonder Woman look even better and stronger. What made him look stronger. And what's crazy to think about is there's real people like that. You know what I mean? Just in times of war, that just the bigger picture was bigger than them, and they just pushed. You know, a lot of our grandparents and that are still alive or recently passed on. They have the medals to prove those people existed.
I'm not arguing with you there. I'm just saying. I mean, Wonder Woman was supposed to be the focus of Wonder Woman.
She was,
you know, and now that's his argument is you can't have Black Panther movie without a male Black Panther.
No, he didn't say without a male Black Panther at all. He said without
a strong male character.
Just wait till you see it.
All right. You know.
Technically,
I might feel the
this
same. I
was
might
called
feel the
Wakanda
same way when
Forever.
I come out of it. I might be like, I'm not sure what I watched there, but
No, I think you'll enjoy. It was dude. It was enjoyable to watch. Like I enjoyed it. There's a lot to scratch my head about with it, and that's okay. Like there was a lot to scratch. Like I said, I enjoyed Doctor Strange when I saw it. A lot to scratch your head. It definitely had its flaws, and I think this is the same way. There's a lot to enjoy about it. Definitely had plenty of flaws. You gotta.
I think Wanda made that movie. I need to watch it again.
I like.
It didn't
I like
pop up for
Chavez in it.
I need to watch that again. John and I went and saw that, and when I came out, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that movie. I did like the end. I'll say that.
I know Comic Vet hated Doctor Strange. He's not a Sam Raimi fan. And if y'all like, he gave the great rant in YouTube history.
First, why does he like Sam Raimi? You know, come on, the hot dog.
What, Brandon? No way, man.
No, there ain't not near
no way.
Nowhere near it.
No.
I would probably put this movie about, like, if you took the list of MCU, like, without thinking over it, it'd probably be about halfway for me.
I don't know where I put it, but not the fucking worst. Not even close.
No, not the worst. No.
Look, I'm going to send it.
Thor, Captain Marvel.
I'm reading this right now about the Jed McKay run of Moon Knight. If they had done Moon Knight like he's writing this, oh my God, it would have been 10 times better than the trash they put out. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm just like, after I read that, I was like, son of a bitch. If they'd have made the show like that, everyone would have been like, wow, that's the way Moon Knight's supposed to be. And they didn't. And they just, they spit all over it. So that, to me, that is the worst one they've had so far, without a doubt, for me personally.
Brandon says, wait for it to hit Disney Plus. And to be honest with you, that's what I was going to do. But I went to a event beforehand that was here local for the movie and was streaming from the event, and my ticket was covered.
Doctor Strange was in it at a time. You need to watch it at least.
Yeah,
give it a shot.
Yeah, he's definitely the main point of that movie. There's even a few of them in there.
Yeah. There's more than one.
Yeah. Where baby cakes?
The tiny people are on their journey home.
Awesome. Oh, that's the neighbor. I heard a car door right when you said that.
I don't know. I don't go see that many movies now at the theater anyway. So, and it's my day off and it's crappy weather, so I can't do my other things. So I might as well go and watch it.
Eat a bucket of popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm going to this Cinnamon Draft House place, so maybe I'll get a 10:30 beer.
There you go.
I'll say it's the beer.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Can I get a beer, please? Yeah, I like this.
Oddly enough, if you're going at 10 o'clock hour your time,
which trying
7 o'clock hour my time, which means it'll be just after 5 in Romania. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's legal. You're good.
It's legal. There you go. I'm going on Romanian time.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't so interconnected to the community and people watching stuff, I think I would be the same. But I don't like to be spoiled, so I have to see stuff as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, I don't care about spoilers. If y'all wanted to talk all about it, I'd still go see it either which way.
Morning, Chris.
It did stop me from watching Thor, unfortunately. But I mean, I did.
Me too.
But generally, I watch it early enough so that way I can be part of the conversation rather than
right. Now, I didn't go see. I didn't see Venom 2 in the theater. I still haven't even seen Venom 2.
Oh, I haven't watched Venom 1 or Venom 2 because I've heard nothing good.
I didn't see Thor in the theater. Nah. I didn't see Morbius. All that is.
I haven't seen any more. I haven't seen Morbius either. Yeah. None of those Sony movies.
Plenty of stuff I haven't watched that I'm okay with not.
Well, those Sony ones don't fit in, so I don't care on those. Thor I watched at home, And I remember at first I thought, it was fun. I would guess maybe I wasn't as anti against it. Then like last night I watched, I was killing some time before I was going to bed, and I was watching honest trailers, and I watched the honest trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. I see what Mark was been saying all this time. This movie does suck. It's all over the fucking place.
I don't know who you're saying this to, but it's not a Black Panther movie. It is called Wakanda Forever. I'm just saying, straight up.
Who is
It's not a Black Panther movie.
So maybe I'm trying to think of the woman. It's not Alfre Woodard. It's another lady. Like there was a show or either it was a TV show or it was a movie coming out, and it was about like I think it was based on a true story, but I'm not sure. It was a historical type piece where there was like a bunch of female African ladies battling the British.
Oh, the Woman King.
The Woman King. Is it
got,
like the Woman King?
I didn't see the Woman King, but I heard good things.
It's
Well,
got
I mean-
what's the name in it?
Viola Davis.
Amanda Waller.
Lila Davis. That's what it was. I knew it wasn't Alfre Woodard, but I'm asking because I'm kind of getting the vibe that maybe that's what this is. It's like the Woman King MCU version. So I guess, I mean, I didn't see the Woman King either, but you can pretty much see it in the trailer and know what the gist of it was. So that's why I tried not to watch trailers. Except for John Wick. John Wick is pretty much the same all the way around. There's not going to be anything different with John Wick 4 than it was with, somebody's trying to kill him.
Fun to watch though.
Oh yeah, no. Though I noticed in the fight scenes, he gets a little. He's getting a little up there in age. He's getting a little slower with his fight scenes than he did in the first couple. So they need to go ahead and make that Berserker movie and get that over with.
It's coming.
Yeah, for sure.
And the anime.
I'm sure Lee is first in line to see that for sure.
There's no doubt.
It's not the same thing though, right?
What?
Isn't the anime based on the manga?
Didn't they call it anime that it's coming out, or is it just animated? Maybe they just said animated.
He's saying Berserker, not Berserk.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I know what he's talking about. You're right. I want to say they said anime when it was coming. Like they announced it as an anime, even though it's not. Could be wrong, but you're right. It's definitely not an anime.
Because Berserk is awesome.
That's a different conversation, Mad Spider. We're not. Where is my Berserk? I couldn't find that book the other day.
I got
Have you got all of them, or
just volume one? I probably stored it somewhere safe, and I don't remember where that was.
At Lee's place.
Yeah, I think Lee might
probably
have
with the
it.
rest of your hair?
I'll have to walk over there, grab it.
Yeah.
Well, it's stored someplace that's so safe you don't know where it's at. That's how safe it is.
It's somewhere though. I know it's near.
It's right. Yeah,
It's right behind my ear.
They where the hell did that shot go?
No chance. Dude, there's no way. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll be good. But fuck, man, the comic is not good. Despite as much as Lee talks about it, it's all he talks about. But check the bathroom. No, it's not in the bathroom. I don't read in the bathroom.
I didn't say anything about reading. Just need some paper.
No, I would never use Berserk. It's different than Berserker. Berserk is amazing. Even just the volume one. I gotta find it now. Hold on.
No, Berserk is awesome. I've never read it, but I've seen all the iterations of the animes. It's pretty light. I suppose it'd be a little bit along the same sort of lines as like a Conan sort of style book.
Conan the Magnificent.
Now the Destroyer.
You know, it's a really different movie. Is Conan the Fabulous? What a movie that was!
Oh, God. Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna make the joke because no one else has done it yet. Also good is Conan the O'Brien.
Boom.
I
Yeah, there's
regret nothing.
Oh, that actually used vowels.
Berserk.
Yeah. This is what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not Berserker.
It's like a real book. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's manga. I'm only gonna show a glimpse of it because there you go.
Definitely not the first.
You
page.
can get like manga is weird about if you show it, you can
Yeah.
get your shit taken down in a strike.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah. So I'm not gonna show any pages, and there's a lot of nudity.
Yeah, that I didn't know anything about that book.
Yeah, you can't even review manga, or you'll get strikes on your channel.
Have you read that whole thing yet?
Nope,
Tyler,
just that.
or-
Just this volume.
Oh, you read this one. Do they go back in? Do they go back in time in that
No.
thing, or it's still like current times in that volume?
Are you talking about like what happens in the story?
Yeah.
No, they haven't gone back in time.
No.
Thanks for the spoiler.
That's all right. You'll be right.
No, there's so much Berserk. I think there's 13 of these.
Yeah, something like 10.
I want to say
10,
13
12.
just came out like in the last couple months.
Mm.
Yes, Miss So, the art is fucking insane.
There you go.
Has anyone else read this? I know Justin had to have read
I
some.
haven't read it. I don't.
True story. I was sitting at the kitchen table and it had just come in. And I'm like, all right, let's start reading this. And I flip it open and I see the first page and I'm like, I pick my head up and I look around and I see my wife and my children. And I'm like, we're going to do this later.
Yeah.
And then I never picked it up since. So
Oh.
I haven't.
Dude, it is like such a page turner. You can just pick it up and read it. Just commit to like 5 minutes and you'll be so far into it and you'll probably read more than 5 minutes because it's so good. That's what I did.
There you go.
Did anyone see my reel that's blowing up with Majin Buu, the Majin Buu card?
Yeah.
Someone told me to put my
Blow your reel.
grippers away on my Instagram.
Told you to do what?
Put my grippers away because I always have my Tootsies in the
Right.
video, and they said put your grippers away. And they don't follow me, someone I don't know. Better than DMing me some like nasty stuff though, because that happens too.
I think you just have that effect on people.
Yeah, you're that
Thank
popular.
Thank you. I think
I tell you,
maybe I have gotten a DM. Let me check. No, nothing.
mine is
lately.
always, hey man, I noticed I can help you make your videos better. I can help you make this
I'm
better.
sick. I'm
And I'm
sick
like,
of them.
really? Can you for free? Oh no, yeah, no.
Nah.
Not for free.
Every
And I'm like,
every time I post this video is up on my YouTube channel now, automatically straight here comes the messages like literally 3 seconds after it.
I'll start
we can
messaging
promote
you
your
that
channel.
too.
We can promote your channel, we can get views. You've got really good videos, but we need you to get more audience and blah blah blah.
yeah, so I'm done
Drives
with
me
all
insane.
that. I ignore all that. Or somebody that wants to, hey, I heard from a third party that you buy mystery boxes. I know you don't know me and blah blah blah, but how about dropping $200 on this mystery box?
That sounds like a good idea, bro.
No, I don't think so.
Just say I promote them for free if you send them to me. That's
I
what.
should do that.
Yeah, do it. I mean, you never know. I doubt
I've-
they'll send you one, but
I've only ever been offered 2 mystery boxes like you've been offered, Jim. And the first one was the infamous 777 one.
Oh,
I'm glad I didn't have the money for that.
yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta take off. But
see you,
yeah.
Chip. Have a good day,
Bye,
man.
Chip.
Have a good
Happy
one, guys.
Veterans Day, dear Chip.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
happy Veterans Day
Have a good one, guys.
to everyone.
Are you doing the Wakanda Forever thing, Jim? To Chip?
Oh no, I gotta. Yeah, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I was thinking about picking this up, and then I saw what it was about. He said, "You guys read Fantastic Four #1 by Ryan North, one of my favorite writers, on my favorite book."
No,
I was going to and excited to, and I still might, but I was excited for Fantastic Four to kick off with another #1, so I was going to give it a shot. And it has Alex Ross covers, and then I saw them doing just this goofy Groundhog Day story with Ben and Alicia to kick off a series instead of starting it. I don't know. I'm like, dude, that to me, I'm just like, it just turned me off. I'm like, oh, I really feel like we're living in, like, when it comes to comics, like the 90s all over again with underwhelming stories and overwhelming covers.
well, that's why I'm not. That's why I'm probably not. I don't know. I don't want to jump on the Spider-Man bandwagon. I just have limited funds that I want to spend on certain things that pique my interest. If I read a story, and I like it, then I want to go ahead and invest in that. But when I read the premise of it at the beginning, like you said, I'm like, I don't even understand what they're doing with Ben Grimm in this. I mean, what is this going to be?
Nothing. Instead of doing a Fantastic Four #1, they're doing a goofy Ben like you're kicking off a volume here.
Right. This should be big.
You should be starting a story. Yeah, just do a nice little self-contained spectacle or something. But I don't know. It's just
I wouldn't even care if they went to like fight a nihilist in the negative zone or something. You know, I mean, that would be better than
like the pandemic introduced a new, seemingly short '90s era. We're still in it. We're still in it.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't end. It didn't end. Though I did
Justin, you've been known to touch on the comic book industry. What do you think? Does this feel like the '90s again? Despite, like, take the actual '90s retro covers that are coming out right now and just let's not even include them in the conversation. That'd be too.
It does seem like we're relying a little bit too much on gimmicks to move books, and I'm not just talking from major publishers. I'm talking like Kickstarters and stuff like that too.
Bad idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
I need you to name publishers, Justin.
That sounds like a great idea.
So we talked last night a little bit on when we had Bearded on Gary's show, and we asked that same question. We asked the question to him about, does he feel like DC has too many Batman titles, and too many Superman titles, and does it take away from, there's so many characters that they could do. Of course, because he loves Batman, he's going to be like, you know what, I'm okay with it, because if they had 10 titles and 4 out of those or 6 out of those are really great stories and the other 4 are trash, I'm okay with that. I'm playing the numbers, and that's good. That's the way he feels about it. I myself thinks it takes away from, hey, how about we do, and I'd be okay if it was Batman, like the when they did a lot of the Brave and the Bolds were him and somebody else. Like, let's do a Batman Dead Man story or something, or I want to see some of those. I'm ready for another Etrigan story or something that's small.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
I think I understand where you're coming from. I as a Batman person, I agree. There's way too many Bat titles. The problem is
they sell.
One, they sell, but and the other things, every time they try not to, they don't. But also, you've grown this Bat. Some of them that are Bat titles are ancillaries. Like we start considering, okay, is Nightwing his own title, or is he still a Bat title? Is Robin a Bat title? Is friggin' all these one? Then you got all these villains. There are always a ton of there's like 5 different miniseries going on right now that tie into into Gotham somehow, right? So absolutely, there's just so much going on that even as a Bat fan, even if they were all good, if that basically becomes at the price that these things are, either I have to read them exclusively, that then prevents me from buying anything else,
Right.
or I just can't read them all because I'm spending money on other stuff and you have to pick and choose, right? And so I've gotten to the point where I exclude almost all the miniseries that are coming out, no matter how good they are, because I don't have time, because I don't have the time or money to be able to buy all those.
Yeah, I mean, and here's a perfect example.
And this is where Mark would say, "Well, I have a solution for that. You can subscribe to the app, and blah 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 blah."
It still doesn't give you time though. Like,
No.
Yeah,
yeah, it'll save you financially, but time is still.
Yeah, I mean, here's a perfect example. I decided when they were pushing, or at the beginning, Batman Fear State, it wasn't Joker, and that's why I was like, okay, it's not Joker. I'm gonna read this from beginning to end. I'm in for this just because it's not Joker. And then at one point they do those tie-ins, and I was reading Nightwing at the same time, and I'm like, what happened? Nightwing's leaving his book to go to Gotham, but he doesn't really do anything when he's there. And it made no sense for him to come to Gotham and help, Batman with this Fear State thing. It was like 2 issues of nothing.
it made great sense. It got you to buy 2 issues that you normally wouldn't buy.
I know, and I mean, I don't. That's one of the things I don't like
with crossover
about with the tie-ins and crossovers. But no, I mean, I was reading both books, so I was on my pull anyway. But it's just, even reading it, I was like, "What?
Yeah,
this. Give me some substance to make it worth it tying in."
Well, yeah, especially since he's got an ongoing story arc that's going, and all of a sudden you had to press pause on his story so that he could tie into the Bat narrative.
Right. And so that's what I get. That's what I'm talking about, Rob. I agree with what you're saying, but I don't know.
And they do that because I think sometimes people have a difficulty if I just have all of a sudden Nightwing's over here in the Bat titles doing something without pausing what he's doing in his main titles,
you forget
they get it,
the same area or something.
Well, I guess actually because it was in his own title, that's the problem.
Yeah, probably.
You have no choice but to pause and.
Well, I agree with Chris from Retro Rocket Comics that I would love to see team ups come back. They did it for a while, and I'd love to see team ups come back or any of those type of things. What's he holding up there?
Man,
DC first issue special.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, John. What's up, Trev?
I think that DC's done a really good job about filling out their stock again. Because, like, what was it? January of 2020, when they had the corporate shakeups, layoffs, and all that, they took their monthly stock of books and they slimmed it all the way down following Future State. And that's when they went hard over saturation on Batman to start getting some guaranteed revenue again. But since then, they've slowly been expanding it back out, so I don't think they're neglecting them as much as have like a forced trim down, and it's slowly getting back out there.
Very slowly. I mean, you get you what was that one that you were I don't want to say raving, but you kept bringing up and it made me laugh. The Aquaman
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? What was that? Yeah, what was
Why
it like?
Did it exist?
Was it like 6 issues or something?
7.
Seven,
and that's 7 damn issues of that thing. It was so fun.
So they're bringing out little one-shot stories, what I call one-shot, little small mini stories, and that's fine. I mean, if that's what we have to do to get to see different characters, and now I kind of want to read that just because it made me laugh so hard. I'm like,
yeah, they do a lot of the limited series too, like
I mean, don't get
They
me
do a
wrong.
lot of 6-issue series. They've done like the Crime Syndicate and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And they
Those
see
are-
who buys them, who cares. Like everyone says,
Yeah.
I think everyone that we hang out with, who we're like a lot of people we hang out with are the ones that hit the shops every week. You know, that's not the general public. We are
Right,
not.
right.
It's testing the waters because because a 6-issue series is what a normal story in a comic book, if it's an ongoing series, right? So somebody comes with a series, hey, I want to write this series for this character. Great. Well, we're not prepared to give that character its full ongoing series, but we can go ahead and release this story,
Right.
and keep that and gauge. Okay, well, how did it do? What was the or is there interest in this? Okay, maybe we'll give it another limited series.
Right.
But I think and I'm for the most part, I enjoy that format rather than just saying, hey, I'm going to give this character an ongoing series and fill it with 80% fluff and meandering garbage.
Right.
That instead you release a series of individual stories that are good, even if they're limited series. You're not filling the fluff, right?
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I'm not saying that the way they're doing it, there's always in my head always been more than just Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. You always had a running Aquaman one or Green Lantern or something like that to help balance it out.
The Justice League members each had their own title.
So it's fine. I mean, they do what
Who's
they do.
buying Hawkman? Yeah.
So that Black Label titles, though, they're the bomb. I mean, the Rogues, come on.
Oh my God, that was insane.
Man, that might have been one of my favorite
who said
reads.
it. Somebody just said recently the Black Label has been a miss because it was going to be like edgy and able to do stuff that regular comics don't do, and then it just became like Elseworld stuff. And I kind of agree with that. I wish they would have allowed them to be more edgy. Like Batman Damned, the very first one, literally ended all edginess.
Do you read Black Label titles?
Dude, are you for real?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, did you like he just mentioned Rogues and you follow that saying that edginess of the Black Label titles ended, but did you read Rogues?
I mean, they literally they had one issue of Black Label come out and they had to edit the second issue of Black Label that came out immediately after the first one came out.
They showed a dick. They said we're not going to do that. Do you think that edginess?
But why?
I mean, that's serious. Is
but that's literally exactly what they were trying to do, is let the creators do what they want. And then they said, never mind.
Are you just upset because all those characters wear boots and they don't show their bare tootsies? Is that what this is about?
No. I'm wondering how Tyler defines edginess now. Is it number of penises?
Letting the creators do what they want. Okay, that was the point.
Huh. I wonder how many creators want to show a penis, or if it was just Brian.
I feel like we're having two different conversations. Because we are.
I don't think we are. I'm seriously wondering. I think they're like I'm pointing out a lot. Like they're definitely more violent. They are allowed the gratuitous language, allowed to kill off whoever they want, as violent as they want. I don't think that you'd find too many of them.
Isn't that just Elseworlds?
No, not at all. Not one bit. Elseworlds
just
is
a little more violent.
Anything that's not set in the main
And they
continuity.
say fuck sometimes.
Well, and if you're using that logic, does a penis define edgy?
I guess it's like the opposite. Like, why can't you show that in a Black Label book?
They did.
But they canceled it. They
don't
wouldn't
want
print
to.
it again. They took it out of everything that you can see. You can literally only get it in the first. That's it.
Yeah. So what you're saying is they did it, and then they didn't have a need to do more penises.
Dude, it's not about the penis, man. Like you're way too.
It's always about the penis, Tyler.
Dude.
Oh Lord.
You can't tell me it's not about the penis while you have that haircut.
Dude.
No, I know what you mean. Them like editing their creators, giving their creators free reign. I think they just caught a lot of backlash for that, to be honest with you, and they were trying
John is saying they backed off being graphic right away on Black Label. It's not that Black Label isn't still edgier than regular DC line, but they back down in a big way. Yeah, immediately.
I don't know what
And
they back down from other than just the gratuitous male frontal nudity, though, because I've never seen anyone
that was not gratuitous in any capacity, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think a lot of people had that opinion, though. I'm not saying it bothered me, but I don't.
It's
I don't
like the
know-
cancel
I don't know if
culture
they
thing.
ever,
It's like a penis.
I don't know if they ever.
We're
toned
mad
any
now.
of that down. Well,
Where's
I
the
think
penis?
Were you
Where's the
mad?
penis?
I wasn't mad at all. I like literally read it and didn't think twice about it. And the next day I saw stuff online. I was like, oh, I didn't know people cared.
I don't. That's. I would assume a lot of people cared for the very.
I didn't
first time
think
you
twice
showed
about it because it was
frontal
Black
male
Label.
nudity in a
You can-
Batman comic. But I don't know
I
how
don't
much
know.
how much you think, or if they've toned any other book that they've done down. I would be curious to know that.
Yes, Remy, what's up?
Nothing. I was doing some shopping at Target, and then when you guys started yelling penis over the live stream, and I figured, well, I might as well join now because it's awkward enough.
How much you think did they've edited down books after that, Tyler?
I don't know, man. How would I know?
That's my point, though.
They edited the very next one, and that's enough for me. You've done it.
Ooh. I don't know what you
They
mean by
edited
that.
issue 2.
What did
John-
they edit in issue 2?
There you go. They literally said they went back to change the artwork for Harley in the second issue.
You got to get those. You got to get those. Get them, Rennie.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
They took a page out and they edited that. And I'm pretty sure they reinserted the page back into the hardback. So if you buy the hardback, there's an extra page that was missing from issue 2 in the single issues. I don't think many people know that.
Yeah.
I think Flash Ray might be onto something here, Tyler.
Penises are
more offensive than vaginas.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
DJ Links is in the chat we're talking about penises. I see you jumped in.
He heard the call.
He heard the call. He's like, wait a minute, let me get on that bandwagon. Well, Tyler, don't come and live where I am. We just had the elections, and some of it was
really?
for
you guys had an election?
Listen,
we
some
didn't
of
have
it
them
was
here.
for the school board, right? And my wife, before we went to vote, she went on this rant about who I have to vote for and who I can't vote for. And I was like, well, first of all, it's my choice, but continue. But she talks about this. There was a woman running that basically they had two type of a platform, a student first platform and this other one that she didn't like. And because the woman said that the kids book Click Clack Moo was basically telling children to it's okay to throw a tantrum and something like irritate your parents or something like it was crazy. She said this book shouldn't be in there. And then they found that the library kept having to call her because she would take books that she didn't think people should read, take them and check them out, and then never return them. And they kept saying, hey, you've got several books here that have been out way past due. And so she was running for school board because she thought this is the only way I'm going to get my agenda. I kind of feel like
books,
that's what
and they don't read. Young kids don't read books, people, and like read deep meaning into them. It's just a story.
I agree. She was kind of trying to get back to the days of, I don't know, Mayberry or something. I don't.
Puritan roots run deep in this country.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that are going in one direction versus another direction, and I think they're clashing, and we need to find a subtle bridge that both of them can be in. So
No, because that doesn't sell news stories or get clicks to sell advertising, Jim.
Yeah,
Only
it doesn't.
conflict is the only thing that makes money.
Well, that's why I
Therefore,
don't watch.
that is the agenda
Right. Wow.
and the narrative that will be told. See, even Remy's showing conflict with those fish with big teeth, and he's like, they're not friendly. That just encourages kids to be aggressive and everything else, and not to be friendly, happy, little go lucky kids.
John. Oh, the Giving Tree was about erectile dysfunction.
Oh my God! Yeah. See, John, you wouldn't make it over here in Maryland because
Look at this thing.
Evie.
What is
What is that, Rob?
It's
I don't know.
huge. Look at this thing.
It's a
Rob
fox.
loves
What is
Eevee.
it?
Looks like a fox.
It's the Pokemon Eevee, Rob. Don't play dumb. We all know you love Eevee.
See, Pikachu teaches kids it's okay to play with electricity. Go ahead, kids. Stick your fingers in the socket. It's okay. Nothing bad will happen. You can be Pikachu.
Yeah.
Why don't you get some matches and stick them in your mouth? You can be a fucking Charizard.
It's not the people who have read Doomsday Clock to see where the conflict and disagreement go.
Oh man.
Pull out some Beast Wars.
God, Miss So I used to like you, and now you're into you love Pokemon. Oh,
I had to watch some of that when my kid was little. He actually liked to watch the show, and the only thing I enjoyed was watching Team Rocket get blown up. I was like, they're about to get blown up again, aren't they?
I have no idea. I know my kids were into it, but I mean, I heard them talk about it, but I never paid attention to any of it. I had no care.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we were talking to Bearded last night, and he was talking about how he got into comics was his mother liked to go to movies, so there weren't always, she had to take him with her, and there weren't always movies that he was going to like Little Women and stuff like that. But
Right.
She would say, "Hey, I'll get you a comic afterwards." So he would go and sit through it because he knew he was going to get a comic. And I forgot. I lost my train of thought on what I was going to tell you.
Taking an interest in your kids? I don't know. That's where I was talking about.
No. That's what it was. It was her level of, we
You
can
got to
see this, but we can't see that. Like, she wouldn't take him to see like a Rocky movie because it was violent, but she was okay taking him to see Terminator 2. Because,
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong.
getting pushed by a car is no
Parents,
big deal.
look, I took very little interest in many of the things my kids did. Why? Because it worked for me as a Gen Xer. My parents took very little interest in what I did as a kid, just left me to my own devices, and I turned out okay. Now, when it comes to this stuff, my parents were the same way. It makes no sense. I was not allowed to, because my dad was a police officer. We weren't allowed to have toy guns. We weren't allowed. I mean, and it was so extreme that, like, G.I. Joe, no G.I. Joes, no Transformers.
Wow.
Those things were too violent. But Star Wars was perfectly fine.
Yeah. See,
why was Star Wars perfectly fine? What was the delineation point that made Star Wars fine, but G.I. Joe and Transformers and all those others weren't? I don't know, but that's just the way my parents were, and that's what they chose to make that line be. So for my kids, I let them play with all the Thomas the Tank Engines they wanted to play. See, now Pokemon I don't know crap about, but I for some reason know an awful lot about Thomas the Tank Engine. Let me tell you that one.
Right.
Holy cow.
We had we did the same thing when he was little. He, we even went up to Pennsylvania, Rob, and they had like a Thomas the Tank Engine that would run on the track.
Yep.
And we took him on that. I thought he was gonna, it was like going to his Comic-Con.
Yeah, we did the same thing here. They have Roaring Railroad. I don't know. There's some up in the mountains. And we would go camping. There's a state park next door to Roaring Camp Railroad. That's what it's called. And so we would go camping. Set up the cars and camp overnight with the kids, and then the next day go over to the the trains, and they had one train that would just go around there up on the mountains and stuff that they did with the where they would do the Thomas Tank Engine days and whatnot as well. But then they had another train that actually went all the way down the mountain to the beach boardwalk in Santa Cruz and would drop you off right in front of the beach boardwalk. And then you could go hang out there for a little bit and then get back on the train and go back up. And it's a crazy train because the train at one point, literally, I mean, you've seen railroad crossings in the street across the street. No, this is not that. This is the tracks literally run down the middle of the street, and all there are is just these old wigwams crossing, not even full crossing arms, and a full-size locomotive, not a little streetcar, is freaking going down the middle of this residential street. Just cars having to get out of the way and everything else. It is the craziest thing ever, but it's fun. You get to ride the train down to the beach and go hang out on the beach.
There you go.
The kids dug it, but
yeah, we did Thomas. We did Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know.
What is Yu-Gi-Oh, Rob?
I don't know. And then he did Pokemon for a while, and then he was done. But it actually all started with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which he watched when he was 3 months old.
Hey, Remy.
Mhm.
Have you been to the McFarlane figure section yet?
I can head back over there. Yeah.
Yeah, the Target exclusive for a Power Ring. It's the last figure that's part of the Starro Build-A-Figure. They're Target exclusives, and toys don't have release dates, and they distribute different places, different times. And they go fast, too, with some of those because the front-end collectors nab them up. So sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Like I missed Superwoman. I had to branch out to find one, and I haven't found a Power Ring yet. I'm wondering if I missed them here. So I just thought, Justin's laughing at me. Like you don't know what I'm talking about.
No. Like I'm very interested to seeing if there's a Spider-Man Noir.
Me and Justin are always. I'm looking for a Spider-Man Noir Marvel Legends,
and I'm also looking for a McFarlane Deadman Gold Label.
Okay. All right. Everybody, just message me on Instagram. What you
I don't
want?
think.
Hey, Remy, can you check?
No,
Remy, while you're there, can you check to see if they have any bath towels? Let's put it in a coral blue.
Have they put out their
with a
Christmas stuff
fringe?
too? I'd like to see what's out.
All right.
This is a live toy hunt that's happening right now.
Is this going to be in
fantastic.
is this like in the nerd section?
It's in the regular toy section, so yes,
toys.
yes, it is.
Well, they have the nerd section like this,
Every now and then you'll see some over there.
Sometimes it'll be in there.
Collectibles,
but it's in the toy section.
It should be in the
it'll
toy
be
section.
there or the toy section.
Yeah.
90% of the time, they're all in the toy section. There might be one or two over there, at least in the local Targets here.
Here, it could be in either one.
A big
Those page punchers were, right?
Chat from Jeremy Mace, much appreciated.
That's probably where those page punchers were, I would think, right?
Is that a pooping Pikachu?
Pikachu.
Was that a Pikachu chafing dish?
Yeah.
Rob, did you eat all the M&Ms?
No.
Good, because it'll give you a
Hey, bro, I
tummy
sent you the link like y'all asked for earlier.
Jim, I got those and I opened them up and then like the next day I think it was like a day or two later I went to the doctors and had to listen to them lecture me about diabetes and
blood sugar
and put me on medication and everything else. Yeah, so it's like not really eating a lot of that right now. I might have to go into the office just to take a bag of them in and drop them off at the office or something. But I appreciate them greatly because
what am I looking for?
Power Ring.
Marvel Legends figures, the DC figures. You're muted, Mark.
I'm about to mute everybody but Justin. We need McFarlane figures.
Roblox. I thought it was a video game.
I thought it was something that stopped you from traveling freely down the street.
They don't have a whole lot here.
I saw they had the page punchers. I didn't see the.
Yeah, that's Marvel Legends.
Well, there's a Riri.
Yeah. How can you even tell what these?
There they are. No, yeah, there they are.
G.I. Joe.
The Batman banner underneath the hanging on the peg.
They don't have many
with the window fronts.
These ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the McFarlane figures.
Those are old.
Nope. Everyone's sitting here just quiet. Just please.
We gotta see what they have.
Oh, there's
Nothing
the
good. This
Target
looks like my
exclusive
Target.
Wonder Woman.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I appreciate you checking though.
And go to the back and ask them what they've got back there in the back.
What my wife did to get my dark side.
Don't ask. Just go walk back and start looking yourself.
Tyler hit me up.
Like you belong.
Those gold label dark sides from
Well,
Snyder.
these ones too.
Oh, Tyler, don't you need that?
What?
The horse Build-A-Figure for the Dark Knight?
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to go on clearance.
Okay.
This one's cool. You see this one here?
Yeah, those are the 7-inch page punchers. Those are pretty dope. I got the Constantine from those. So I collect the movie figures, and then
they have these too.
Justice League Dark. Yeah, those are awesome. The mega figures.
I love the Clayface one.
I don't even know what you're saying. I don't know what a mega figure means. I don't know what that is.
It's just
mega
bigger.
means big. Yeah, right. Mega figure, big.
It's like the size of Tyler.
It's no more.
It is no more.
All right, now I'm nervous
About what?
because I'm Biggie sized.
Will you show the Marvel Legends again? Okay, it doesn't look like they have any.
Oh, poor Speedball.
A lot of Speedball.
Get those for Beckerman.
Buy them all and give them.
Oh yeah, buy them all.
It's in the chat. Putting up.
Anyone looking for a Speedball?
They just said, but don't send them to them all at once. You got to send them to them one a week.
Yeah. There you go.
I think we know the unofficial peg warmer of that wave.
Yeah.
Tyler, do you think you and I could talk over? If I said one of these to you, do you think we can talk?
There's a chance.
Oh my god.
Anybody need any wrestling figures?
Wrestling figures. There you go. Those are always peg warmers where I live.
Star Wars.
There you go.
No, same ones that I have where I live.
Yeah. Sorry. Nothing special.
No, a lot of good ones. Just I either have them or don't need them.
Good morning, Biggie. What is happening? Have a clean sell from Target.
They start doing auctions where everything starts at the pig price.
Yep.
They say
I was really hoping I had something you needed. That would have been funny. That one right there.
That's the hardest figure to get.
Oh, really? It's interesting. It says it's $300 on the wall here. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. All right, I think I'm gonna jet. I gotta drive across the town to get ready for the movie.
That's what movie I watched the other day. I don't know why what you just said sparked my remembering. Well, actually, I do know.
What?
I watched the other day. I sat down. I was rewatching Rocket Man.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Which I really kind of dig. But it was you said Jet, which then triggered Benny and the Jets, which then triggered.
Wow, you just go through a whole thing, don't you? Boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom,
that's
boom,
how
boom.
my brain works. Insight.
So that when we were talking about penises, it just went crazy, didn't it?
About all the penises I've never
So many
sucked.
things.
Right. Well, see, I never sucked Remy's, and I never sucked Marks.
I'm gonna go check out, guys. I'll.
Yeah, I'm out.
I like how he didn't name Justin there either.
See you later, people. Yep,
Well,
I'll let you know.
I'm all about
whether
it.
I liked
I'll
it
be in
or
the
didn't
chat,
like
everybody.
it, I'm sure.
I'm like
So-
I'm one of those letterer fanboys. Yeah, we do it. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I'm out.
Oh man, if you're
I'll
a
see you guys
letterer,
later.
no one should ever be a letterer ever. What's funny is that at Baltimore Comic Con, I got recognized more for YouTube stuff than I did for comic work. So I think I know where my future lies.
So what you should have it now when you make appearances is a little sign that says "as seen on YouTube."
Actually, that's brilliant. Well, I got to write that down.
Yeah. It's on the top
Letter
of my card.
extraordinaire as seen on YouTube.
That's right.
Oh, I should have put that on my banner. Damn it.
Will write for money.
You mean the banner that's below you?
No. My con banner, like the.
Oh. Next time, baby.
Next time.
I just want to like have a book. I want to have it signed by Justin, but I want him to sign it in dingbats.
We could try it. Do you think we could get it a yellow label on it?
If they could, if we get a witness, because I don't know if they're going to recognize.
Oh man, that would be. That's my goal in life now.
I have to have a witness, because otherwise I'd have to send it to CBCS, and I don't know if they'd be able to verify your signature.
Especially if it's in dingbats or wingbats, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna make this happen. It's gonna happen now.
Oh, that'd be great.
Did you say you're going to C2E2?
No.
Did I just make that? I just made that up, didn't I?
Yeah,
definitely.
You said you're going to Heroes Con.
No. Well, yes.
Why am I remembering?
I say that.
Why am I here?
For next year, yes. Yes. I'm upcoming is Fan Expo San Francisco, but yes, I did announce that I would be going to. My plan is to go to Heroes Con in 2023.
Got it.
June of 2023, where Mark and I are going to destroy the world.
It'll be a good time.
Yes. Or it won't be. But either way, things will happen.
Good things.
Or not.
Maybe not.
Exactly. That's the movie trailer, right? In this movie, things happen. They could be good, or they may not. Will you be the judge? Check out the movie. Playing or not in a theater somewhere.
Close or close not to you.
That's right. Potentially. In a world gone mad.
It sounds like we're just doing a really bad Purd Hardly. Sorry, did you watch Parks and Rec?
Yes.
It sounds like we're just doing like a really bad Purd skit right now.
Where is Heroes Con? LG, L Green Machine.
Heroes Con is out east.
In Charlotte, North Carolina.
Nowhere near Oregon. Or California.
Well, I mean...
well,
well,
nearer than, say, Australia, but...
well...
I mean, we still measure it in miles. Therefore, it's close, I suppose.
Well,
but... It's a deep subject, Tyler.
yeah. Nornrad gives it a 7 out of 10.
Gives what?
Black Panther 2.
No, we're not talking about that. So he must be talking about something else.
Maybe he's talking about The Distance.
No, okay. That makes sense.
7 out of 10.
Sure. Why not? There you go. Well, I think this is hitting its crescendo is past.
No, this is always a crescendo. You just never know when it's going to end, so we're just always trending up.
Unless we're not.
Well, yeah, of course.
Oh my God, we're doing it again. We're doing it.
Are we though?
Damn it.
I love that. Did you have a performance wrap on your arm?
So when I work, I like plant my elbow down, like,
okay.
And
does it keep getting all the debris and stuff, right?
It was like really like every day felt like I was hitting my funny bone because I probably was.
So
it's just a compression sleeve with a little.
Yeah. No, I get it. I actually used to have that's how I developed my tendonitis. Actually, was from my arm laying on the edge of a desk at work for hours and hours. Stuff I ended up getting some really bad tendonitis, so bad it actually ended up with contributing to my permanent disability in my right arm. But
Justin's already here. Don't worry about it.
I was just like, that's how you know he's a professional writer, man. He's all right. Hold on, I get geared up. We got to put the gear on and.
Right? Yeah, but since I started doing that, no more elbow pain. So like, it's got to be working.
When that's what you make your money doing.
Yes, is showing off my elbow for like elbow models and stuff. So we've got to keep.
There you go. Well, yeah, you got keep it concealed. Yeah. So that way, hey, you got people pay money to see this.
Less is more.
There you go. Yeah. I'll hop on a few minutes when you drive to Nick's house. All right. Well,
we don't care. Justin's already here.
Make sure to tell that to him as soon as he gets on too.
I'm not. I have controls. I'm just not going to bring him in.
Let him linger backstage.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, there you go. Tell people it's a bionic arm.
Yeah, I'll start doing that.
With 2 human fingers sticking out.
Oh, so I'm working on like a drawing screen, like a Cintiq, and I don't want my grubby, dirty fingers to like smear all over the screen, so I wear a glove, but these are free.
That makes total sense to me, actually.
Yeah. So I can, hold the pen. In my head, this all makes sense.
Dude, it actually makes a lot of sense to me.
I've seen you work, so can you tell us what you're working on today, or is it secret?
Yeah. So I am working on, I don't know how long ago, a month or two maybe, Source Point Press announced a book called Nightwalkers from Colin Bunn. So I'm working on an issue of that.
Cool. There you go, everyone. Nightwalkers. Be ready, it's coming.
Although I feel kind of dumb because in the first issue I lettered. And I sent it off to be reviewed, for changes or stuff. And I accidentally called it Night Stalkers, like on all of the files.
Like the video game?
Yeah. So like no one ever called me out or corrected me on it. And I figured it out with issue 2. And I can honestly not remember what this book is called.
As long as you didn't do that in like the trade dress or something,
Oh, that would be horrible. Oh,
do all the work wrong.
I'm glad that I don't have to do that.
Do I have to sign for this? Somebody's coming to my door.
Wow. Okay, then.
So today's Veterans Day and it's a federal holiday. The post office is closed, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
But I'm still getting. It says I have 2 packages out for delivery today.
Well, maybe they're not.
So I have no idea what's going on.
It's one of those. It's a weird. So it's really kind of weird. Like I don't have this day off. I'm working right now, but as you can tell, like you
and me both.
Yeah. Only you actually look like you might be doing something at least. I'm just like on my work computer. I have a window off over here that has this going while I'm responding to emails or whatever else. But yeah, I don't know. The post office has been. It used to be the post office didn't do anything on Sunday, but I get packages delivered on Sunday all the time too.
Yeah.
So because like the letter deliverers aren't working on Sunday, but apparently some of the parcel stuff, especially anything that they're carrying for Amazon, apparently moves around on Sundays.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does it though? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess if they didn't, like whoever would be making those deliveries on Monday would be
Hates
screwed.
themselves. Yeah. Usually. Yeah. FedEx. No, good. Green Machine. I know FedEx is different, but he's talking about actual post office stuff out for delivery. I got the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're not.
Yeah, maybe it is just packages because I didn't get my. I get an email every morning like this is the mail you should be getting today.
Right.
And I don't think I've gotten that, but I ordered some stuff from Shortbox and I checked the order status and it says that they're out for delivery. That's why I'm confused.
Yeah. Nice. Love that Shortbox.
I actually really like it.
It's getting so good.
Yeah.
With their I just need more books there that
I need to look something on there.
But I do love their especially since they've added that red, amber, green and the stuff. It's like, okay, cool. I don't have to like constantly go looking back or anything. I can kind of, at least to some degree, know whether or not it's reasonably priced. Although the problem is all the books I want there aren't reasonably priced. So
it does seem like there's more red than green.
Well, I think some of the stuff that's just been up there for a while and the market's trending down, but also there's a lot of big books up there.
Yeah, I agree.
It seems like there's a glut of like really cheap books or a lot of really high end books, and there's not a lot of, at least to me, the stuff that I'm looking for doesn't be a lot of stuff that's kind of in the middle. Like, no, I don't want to spend $15,000-$20,000 on a book. No, I want something better than a $40 slab of a 9.6 modern book that isn't worth jack.
Yeah, so here's one I found yesterday. It's $18,700.
It's a little high, I think. Oh, is it signed by Stan Lee?
It is signed and sketched by Roy Thomas, signed by Len Wein, Stan Lee, and Herb Trimpe.
Yeah, because they're charging for ridiculous amounts because of signatures, but still. Oh, what are you gonna do?
Just
but I do
pay
have,
it, I guess. Just
or not, and don't buy it. Right?
I mean, I guess that's also an option, but we are so dangerously close to doing it again that I'm not saying anything anymore. Hey, so do you guys see this box?
Yeah.
Yes. Now I do.
Do you know what's in that box?
Yes.
Thanos?
It's not Thanos, but that's close.
Oh, is it? It's the purple dude.
Yep.
In a kilt.
Yep.
Galactus. That's his name.
Yep.
Like I got there, purple dude in a kilt.
I followed you. I knew where you were going.
Because that's the one thing that you probably should never do is be so tall that you can stand above the earth wearing a kilt.
Well, let's be Okay, so let's be honest. If something like that were to actually happen in real life, would people be freaking out about the kilt or the fact that there was a large being over top of us?
I think the fact that I can look up his kilt and are those asteroids going to collide with Earth or what? I don't know. This is the first appearance of Black Manta? That's a pretty dope cover. I don't know if I can bring myself to own 2 Aquaman books, though.
You can do it. Two is max, but you can do it.
Oh, it's overpriced.
Oh, hey, since we're sort of just sitting here and trying to fill dead air,
Yeah.
I could
We
show
are.
off some of the stuff that I picked up from Baltimore Comic Con.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah, I
So,
want
hey,
to
give
see.
me 2 seconds. I gotta go grab it.
Yeah, Aquaman 35 is not a bad looking cover. It's not as good as the second appearance of Black Manta, but it's not bad. I may have to add that to the list that I acquire at some point down the road. But although I say here, look at this. There's a Submariner and a 7.5. They want $800. It's listed as green with a good price. My Submariner one is a 7.5. It's $700. Can't get anybody to look at it. That must mean I'm a really good price.
All right. So first, these are the 2 raws that I'm most excited that I picked up. Nice little.
Oh yeah, I like that book.
What number is that?
56.
Is it a 9.8?
No, it is definitely not.
I don't really care then.
Oh, sorry. I'll just trash it.
Yeah, 9.8s are just don't even waste my time.
And you know what goes great with the 56?
55.
The 9.8.
55.
Oh,
yeah. How's that? I just finally got a copy that's super clean on my 55. I was so happy because I had the one I had before was like maybe a 3, and the one I have now is like at least a 7.5. I think.
I think it's a solid mid grade. Like it looks really good on the front. The back is jacked up a little bit, but
right.
Junk. There you go.
No, but it's a great cover. But I don't know how. Last con I saw one of those at. Well, at C2, I was at C2E2 not this year, but the year before with everybody, and I don't know if you remember, Tyler. We were looking at there was one booth that had that book, and they had it set like at a 6 or 6.5 or something, and they wanted like $400 for that book. And I was like, it's not even a key. It's like just a cool cover, man.
Maybe it was a 9.8.
No, it was definitely not. I remember just thinking, my God, you're like freaking like double what the going price is. Just
and this was the steal of the show for me. So nice number 71, right? Already graded $45 for this book.
Yeah, you know that book, dude. I have one that's similar that I paid like the same thing, like about $50 for it, slabbed like a year ago, and it was like I think mine's like a 6 or something. It's like that book is like just got no love, but it's like, hey, I got to complete. It's part of the run, man.
Right, and
Nice.
I looked at it like, well, it's going to cost me $45 to get it graded to begin with.
Right, and it's for me, I'm actually looking to have 1 through 100 graded at some point in my life. Yeah.
So I was excited to find that.
Louis, I got a whole. You want to talk ASM, baby? I got a whole mess of in the next week's Thursday. There's a whole half the submission that I unbox is all sub 100 ASMs that came back.
Nice.
And then I picked up. So
including number 10.
I've been reading the Grant Morrison new X-Men run, and I've really been digging it. So I've decided to try and pick up that entire run in 9.8s. So we're on our way with this one.
There you go.
When you said Grant Morrison's new X-Men run, I didn't think it was titled New X-Men. I just thought you meant like the new X-Men run.
No. Like that.
It is New X-Men.
Yes. and then this one.
Nice.
Wait a second.
Finally,
Can you hold that back up for a second? So, how does that even physically work? That outfit.
It's best not to think about it. And I also like
if there's like wires in the top and bottom, you could like mold it.
I mean, there's nothing that connects the two cups together.
Well, they don't need to because if they're hard, right? If they're like rigid,
then how does she move?
She doesn't need to move, Rob.
Yeah, I
She just stands like that.
Just stand there and look pretty.
Also, I'd like to point out the obvious and say that is very poor placement for zipper.
Especially to go down that far, yeah.
I mean, it.
Poor, uncomfortable. There's a lot of words you could use.
I mean, I've heard of comic book physics, but I mean, come on.
God.
Well, this is the one I saw. Like, this was the one that was on the wall, and I'm like, it's part of that, but I'm gonna feel a little bit dirty buying it. But
there you go.
Kinda...
See, she uses bra tape.
Just not seeing that physically work. Not of that. Not with that size.
Maybe a lot of bra tape.
Listen, you will go crazy trying to figure out how Emma's costumes work.
It's one thing if you're an A or a B cup, but I mean,
they're sticky.
Look, I'm married to a woman with this one thing.
Sticky
it's just ain't gonna work.
Her skin is sticky and everything sticks to her. That's part of her X-Men. What do you mutation?
I also like how we're like, how does that work? Not what protection does that offer?
Right. It's the whole gravity defying boobs. That's her mutant power. I got it.
It's her third mutation.
Yeah.
She's gonna look fabulous when she's 80.
The one that's never mentioned. I'm assuming that's everything.
Everything I'm showing off. Yeah.
Okay.
And I picked up some more like ASM, like 100 to like 120-ish, 123.
Yeah, don't show those. I don't care about those.
Yeah, there are no keys. There's nothing important in that.
No, but it's important to grab them now when you find them because the 100 to 200 age, we're talking about books now that are coming up on 50 years of age, and they're not going to stay inexpensive forever. Or affordable, not really inexpensive.
Marvel got away with front cover camel toe.
I got a couple of new books that I unpacked that went on the wall and had me shift stuff. That the only one that you can really see right now is this one. I don't know if you can make it big, so I don't have to grab it off the wall. How big you can make? Can you make me big there for a second?
That's a good point. She could just be projecting this outfit into your mind. Oh yeah, I'll make you big. Let's see it.
If you can see this jumbo comics here. I guess I can pull it down. What the hell?
I love when people just point at stuff. Like, see that? Oh yeah, that's a cool cover.
Wait, is that? She's grabbing the crocodile or alligator by its tooth.
Yes. And going to plunge a knife into the back of his head. But it's okay because she's Sheena, so it's all good.
What's up, Biggie?
What's up?
And don't forget, but even better, in case you need it, there's an offer. You can get your own Captain Marvel wristwatch. Just $5.95, guys.
Do you think that is still something that I could redeem?
Why not? I mean, $5.95 plus 10% federal tax. What 10% federal tax? There is no such thing.
You're wrong again, Rob.
That's the finder's fee.
I mean, what? It has a 1-year written guarantee. Will that guarantee be written, though, by Justin Birch? That's the question.
Hey, Wingbats, we'll make it happen.
Send no money. Just mail the coupon now.
It's COD.
It's the most amazing home trial on approval offer of the year, according to the bagger.
Lady Fantastic, wait till I tell you about Eisenhower's tax bracket. It was amazing.
10-day no-risk trial coupon. There's no expiration date on this offer, so I don't see why not.
Where are we mailing it to?
We're gonna Montgomery, Alabama?
Not what I was expecting you to say, if I had to be honest. I was expecting like New York or something.
Right. No, this is the American Merchandising Company on Meridian Avenue in Montgomery, Alabama, according to this. I don't want to say this is old, but there's no zip code included in the address.
Just write Montgomery, Alabama on it, and it's good.
That's it. Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Don't even put the P.O. box. Just write Shazam Wristwatch Company, Montgomery, Alabama. And
no, it's Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. It's actually the
Wow.
Captain Marvel Watch Division, Department CMW-12.
The whole division
Hey.
Captain Marvel Watch.
For everybody watching who makes their own content, and that's not me, which is why I'm giving you this idea for free. Someone needs to find a bunch of these ads and mail all of them in just to see what happens and make a video out of it.
Exactly. 10% federal tax and COD postage.
Are you talking about the ads in the comic books?
Yeah, the old like Golden Age ones and stuff.
Yeah, my buddy, Comic Collector Geek, did that. He has a bunch of the items. You actually get them.
Nope, for real?
Oh yeah, he has Vampirella's necklace. He has a giant, what is it, Frankenstein cutout. He has all that shit. Yeah.
So, but some of like these old ads that are like from like 80 years ago or 70 years ago.
Oh, I don't know. All I know is he wanted them all and he got them somehow. So.
Because that's what we're joking about is like grabbing some of these old mail-in ads from like 70 years ago, and
you don't know till you try, Rob.
That's right. You know, the company could still be in business, and watch them go. Yeah, no.
They're like, God, we've been waiting for people to send these in. It's about time.
They're like, you realize we actually do have new old stock in the back. But we will not. But they'll come back to me and go, but sir, you cannot send in a photocopy. You have to send in the original cutout. You have to actually cut the comic book to send it out. No. Yeah.
Just say I didn't cut it, so I just sent you the whole book.
Do you mind sending the book back? You
can just exit out that it's been used.
Because I'm going to write on the slab in dry erase marker, so I can just clean it off, wipe it off.
This is like a brain trust thing that we got going here. Like, we're coming up with ideas.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you play with wingbats. Speaking of which, I need to go. I just realized I actually have one person in my team meeting waiting for me because most everybody else is off and I didn't cancel the meeting. So I'll be back in a moment.
Okay. Go yell at them. It's Veterans Day. Get out of here.
Yeah, why don't you take the day off? Have a great weekend. Go drink.
Tyler, what have you been reading manga wise?
Dude, I finished Dragon Ball, and yesterday at work, I felt like my life was worse because I didn't know what to do.
Oh no!
Like when you finished Dragon Ball and not Dragon Ball Z, correct?
I finished the whole thing.
Okay, so
Dragon Ball Super.
Wait, you also finished Super?
Yeah, I finished the whole thing.
Well, you just have to wait a couple months, and then the next volume of Super will be out.
But dude, my life is worse now because I don't know what to do.
Oh, I thought it was from the movie.
From seeing Wakanda Forever, did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for the reviews on that. Well, why don't you watch the regular show instead of reading the manga? Just watch it.
Dude, there's no way I could have watched it all in the amount of time I read it. It would have taken me 5 times as long.
No, I'm saying now that you've read it, go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, I might because I'm missing it so much already that
it's fucking
want
great to watch.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z's on fucking fire, man. I was looking for that shit in my comic shop.
Did you watch it, Tyler?
I read it.
Did you watch the movie, Tyler?
Oh, the Wakanda Forever. Yeah, I saw it last night.
Okay.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I wanted to so much.
I know you did.
There's not been a film this year that I wanted to really hit, and it was the most underwhelming movie I think I've watched.
That don't sound good.
We're gonna do full spoiler talk on it tomorrow night on the Babylon.
That's what I'm talking
talk
about.
Black Adam and Black Panther, but yeah, I wanted it to be so good and so impactful to the closing of Phase 4 and the progression into Phase 5. And Riri was cool, which I wasn't really like. I knew nothing about the character, so that wasn't a character that I went into it thinking like I would really care. But I was like, okay, I can see Riri being cool. Shuri did some cool. Shuri, to me, was the most savage person in the movie.
John said this from the guy who says Black Adam is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, this coming from the guy who sleeps in his Marvel cape every night. John's one of those people who doesn't have the capacity to look past anything Marvel does that sucks.
John don't know how to be cool with people. He only fucking bitches at Dustin for some reason.
John has an ongoing battle to take shots at Dustin and myself. He's turned it into a sport, and I enjoy it.
Well, it's more Nick than me, but
y'all are
me too.
When it comes to social media.
Yeah.
I thought I don't think I talked to you since I watched it. I thought it was okay.
Like I said, my thing was
it was bad. It was just okay, but I think that I had my expectations properly managed for it. I went in only hoping to see, I just hope I see some cool action because I have no
2 hours in.
I told y'all. I said it earlier in the stream. As soon as the first time I said, "Okay, here we go,"
Oh my god!
It was 2 hours and 7 minutes into the movie. 2 hours and 7 minutes. That movie could have lost 40 minutes, and it would have helped it if they would have time edited it down. I think it would have been more impactful for the emotional hits, and it would have paced it a lot better. Because I went to a 10 o'clock show because I did that event beforehand, and I told them this isn't a knock against the movie. Different movies are aiming for different things. And a lot of people in that movie fell asleep, and it was the target audience there. People were dressed up in all white, and
they were asleep in your theater.
They were.
See, I went to a 7 o'clock showing, and I looked down, and I found I just caught myself. I'm like, damn, I'm sitting here on my phone this whole time, and I look around, and I swear, 90% of the fucking theater is sitting there with their phone in their hands.
Yeah,
you were on your
looking down, not watching the movie.
Dude, I was doing the same thing. I kept popping them. I told them earlier the movie was boring.
No,
it was boring.
Yeah, I felt like
terrible movie.
I felt like I was watching a soap opera.
Wait.
You guys are terrible movie.
Not only do
they
you
might
try
be,
to
bro.
talk,
They really might.
not only do you try to talk to people in the movie theater while the movie's going on, you're also playing on your phone.
Well, I was sitting. There was no one beside me, and I was sitting in the back.
Dude, I don't care,
and I really don't give a shit.
No way.
So, plus, literally, like I said, I look around, and that's what everyone was doing. I was just because I found myself. I was trying to be. I was like, oh shit! Like I need to turn my phone off. And I look around, and I'm like, well, what the fuck, dude? I wanted to say, y'all ain't watching this movie.
But
like you said, Mark, I mean.
It's not one that you need to see at a late showing because the movie isn't trying to be, or just for a recent comparison, it's not trying to be Black Adam, which is just a non-stop action thrill ride. That's not what they were aiming for. It is a slower paced movie. They're going for, so they made it long because they had a full length, slow paced drama, and then they added in action scenes, and that fills it out to a 3-hour film. But
whoa, it's 3 hours. I did not know that.
It is 3 hours.
Yeah,
it's 3 hours.
3-hour
and it didn't
movie.
need to be. It could have been like 2.25, and it would have been perfectly fine. It wouldn't have suffered at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wakanda
we
definitely
had
has more depth than Black Adam. That like, there's no question. Black Adam's not wasn't going for depth.
yeah.
It was going for action.
Yeah, I mean, we had 2 full funerals.
Yours only had 2. I think there were 7 in mine.
Stuff.
So what you're saying is that they should have called it Wakanda This Movie Lasts Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was the last edit. It was originally called Wakanda. They were like,
Yeah.
well, it's pretty long.
I'll give an honest review of
Oh,
your
Wakanda
life, Miss
forever.
So. I will give an honest review.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah, you weren't on here when I was saying it, Mark, but this was a movie that I wanted.
I heard you.
I wanted
was
this movie to
listening
freaking
the
kill.
stream while I was making slime with the kids.
Oh, okay. My biggest thing was that I just felt underwhelmed. I felt underwhelmed with it, and I was like, it was fine. I don't hate it like I hated Thor: Love and Thunder.
Exactly.
I thought that it was partially put together better than Doctor Strange. I didn't feel like you had any characters like America Chavez that were not important to the story at all, but just getting carried along for the ride.
Monkey made slime.
Well,
That's like
Mommy
that-
did.
okay. America Chavez was the point in the movie.
No, she
but
was
got carried along.
No, America Chavez could have been taken out of that movie and nothing would have changed.
I disagree.
Okay,
you could have swapped her out with a spell.
I agree.
You could have swapped her out with a spell that does the exact same thing. Wanda's searching for a book that has a spell that allows her to travel throughout the multiverse. Not a fucking thing would have changed.
Yes,
Dude,
that's exactly what I was saying too.
Yeah, but
we're
watch
on the
this.
same page.
Like I'm gonna describe the plot like this. So you have a bad guy powerhouse looking for this kid that they really need to shut down so that they can fulfill their plan. And then you have the good guy protecting the kid and coming to heads with the powerhouse. You know what movie I'm talking about? Doctor Strange, you know?
Yeah.
Like, rinse and repeat, bro. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. But yeah, I really I went into Black Adam expecting not to really. I was just like, yeah, okay, like another movie with The Rock, being The Rock. And I came out of that one completely shocked. Same thing with
Ant.
I mean, it's like every movie I went into this year expecting not to like, I ended up loving it. The ones that I went into expecting to enjoy.
Except Top Gun.
You know what?
Was the only good movie that like hit on both of us. The movie was
Yeah.
good and it was a blast. It was both at the same time.
Movie of the 2020s. Or the movie of the 2000s, I mean. That good already.
Yeah, no doubt.
Dude, before Wakanda Forever released, I said my biggest concern was that they're going to try to ride the coattails of Chadwick Boseman's death and not focus on making a good movie outside of that.
Yeah.
And, I hope everyone who sees this, because, and I said it, just like with the newest Spider-Man, I absolutely love that movie. I think it's a great movie. As a piece of film, it's not good though. Like they didn't try to make a good movie. They tried to make a great fan service movie, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park. So I was worried that with Wakanda Forever, you're going to get the same thing, that you're not going to get a good movie, and everyone's just going to walk out with all these emotional Chadwick Boseman feels. It's going to just blind them to the film they watched. And
exactly.
That shit's happening. It wasn't a bad movie, but it's not like I'm seeing people are saying this is the best MCU movie ever. This is like, dude, y'all are fucking high.
This movie had nothing to do with the MCU.
Maybe people are saying that, but I have not seen that at all.
Don't get into spoilers on it, whether it's connected to this or that or not, kind of thing.
No, I was just saying, like their whole, like the whole writing, like it felt like they did not write this. It was literally the whole movie was written just about Chadwick, like they didn't put any other thought into it.
Yeah, one of the things I was thinking before I went and saw it, I was even saying I wonder how much this movie is going to kind of have like close comparisons to be a comic book writer, where like Ryan Coogler is the director, but I wonder how much of the movie was going to be handed to him, being that they have like the whole thing they want to do for Chadwick, and where, you know what I mean? How much of this was really the director vision or just him just taking somebody else's stuff and just making it for them. You know, like I can make a film for y'all, or I can make your film for you. I think that this was more him making their film for them versus him making his film, if that makes any sense. I think he had a lot of restrictions for this one.
Yeah.
Well, he
a
did
bunch of gay
rewrite
shit
the whole
going
movie.
on? That's what I heard was going to happen.
What is it?
No.
I saw Thorough saying that the director said they were trying to splice in a bunch of gay shit.
No, they were talking about something different, I think. No, there wasn't any in this movie.
It wasn't that bad. I think it's going to be great. I think when I watch it, I'll like it. I like
Bro,
the
you like Thor: Love and Thunder. I guarantee you this will be your favorite movie you've ever seen.
It might be. There's nothing wrong with Love and Thunder.
Oh, yes, there is, but...
Dude, they even got the villains right. When you read the Jane Foster series, it's the fucking Hawk guys that are on all over the place. They even got the fucking people right. I thought that was the weirdest part of it, and it's fucking canon. It's fucking canon.
We're gonna let you have Love and Thunder. I'm not here to yuck your Thor: Love and Thunder yum.
That's fine. I don't want y'all to start liking it. I'm glad y'all don't like it.
Biggie, I'm gonna be honest with you. I skipped it. I completely skipped it.
I fucking watched it 5 times. I love it. I can't watch Doctor Strange though. Either one of them. They're fucking boring.
Dude, I love the first one. I thought the second one was fine. I enjoyed it. It's not something I would come back to and watch again. I'm glad that I saw it, kind of thing.
It's like watching what's that old fucking TV show, Mr. Belvedere. Like watching an old Mr. Belvedere episode. I'm good.
I don't think I've watched old Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah, straight up.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Eat some tea and crumpets and shit. Enjoy yourself.
I've never seen someone eat tea. I'm definitely checking it out. That's a weird premise for a TV show. Come watch him drink tea.
Same shit. Doctor Strange, Mr. Belvedere. Same thing.
Does Mr. Belvedere do magic too?
Oh yeah, very magical.
Very magical.
I'll tell you what, I definitely did not expect Apocalypse to show up.
No.
Oh fuck.
It's crazy.
That's great.
Yeah, I agree with Norin with the just the visual effects for the underwater stuff. Like James.
I knew
Wan,
the water shit was gonna be good, bro.
No, you're not hearing me out. James
Some of the
Wan,
I thought there was some bad CGI.
Really bad CGI. Marvel's plagued with that.
Water
though.
and CGI just go together really well.
No, Marvel is plagued with bad CGI, and even this the CGI teams, they've been coming out this year talking about how toxic of a work environment Disney provides for them, and how they can't put good stuff out, and that's why like they've been outspoken about it's bad CGI. We're not doing good work. They won't let us. They don't want good work. They just want
the scene from the
the
like
trailer.
there was a scene that was in the trailer where Namor comes down and he's sitting there talking. Dude, it looked like he was watching a fucking video game.
Terrible. The dialogue in that scene was terrible too. I'm like, was this supposed to be a rousing scene? Like it was unintelligible dialogue. Yeah, there was some.
I didn't feel like
stuff
I didn't feel any passion from a lot of the characters. Shuri was about the only one, and I've always thought that I forget her name. I've always thought she was great. I've always enjoyed the character. The actor's great, but I mean, she was the only one I really felt like there was any passion coming from. And Riri. I thought Riri.
I didn't get nothing from Riri. I think she played her part well, but I don't think the part was too. I mean, it's just we got a kid here. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think she did well enough that I was like, okay, like I can see. I liked her attitude more than anything, I guess, but I wasn't really. I went into that completely. I had nothing about Riri, so I just went into it like, well, let's just see what happens, and I was just like, okay, well, I like her 10 times more than America Chavez. I thought she had a lot more to do with the story and was more involved. So I was like, they did well with that. But I really liked Shuri through it, though. I mean, like I said, I thought that Letitia Wright was the only one I felt like there was any passion from.
Yeah, I have like I was picking up Black Panther comics when Shuri was first introduced, and like shortly after that, I wasn't. And I didn't read the Riri stuff. I know all the characters and everything, so they really it was really just like this was going to be my introduction to win me over. Honestly, I just really don't care. I don't dislike the characters. I'm not like I need to see more of them. I was just left.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. Kind of where I did the movie. Then I mentioned it earlier. The whole the tribute to Chadwick stuff in the movie, like Chadwick died a handful of years ago. So like, I guess I processed all that shock and sadness and everything. So seeing this did not like people acting like he died yesterday. Like, oh my God, like bro, like everyone gave him a send off, a proper, especially if you read the comics. If you read comic books, dude, comics across the board gave that man a send off, and it was emotional and all that. So this,
it was awesome.
I didn't feel fresh emotions. I guess I it's not surreal anymore, you know, like I'm not belittling his death by any means, but I'm saying they're trying to deliver. And I guess it's going to be a first tribute for a lot of people though, you know, like you got like
I think that's what it is.
Todd even did the Spawn covers like across the board on Marvel. Like,
I've got both of those.
If you're into the comics, you lived in that passing for a while. So if for a general audience, this is going to be their first send off for Chadwick since his passing. So I can see where people get that for sure. But for me, like I'd already hadn't seen that send off.
That just reminded me. I have both of those books, and I bought them, and I was like, these would be cool to have Todd sign. And I forgot that I had those because I would have sent them. I sent my Flaming Carrot Turtles book.
I said 2 years ago. Good.
Well, I mean, Todd books aren't due until the end of the day. You still have time if you drive him down there yourself.
Right? I'm sure he'll be back. I'll be good with just my Flaming Turtles at $150. I'm only doing one because I wouldn't sell the other two.
Per the rules not set by me, Flo, they had 1 year to mourn. It's their responsibility to him to move forward now. So I don't make the rules. I don't even enforce the rules, but I'm happy to remind you of the rules. So we're past the mourning period, buddy. You want to pay Chadwick as a person wanted people to move on, wanted the character to be recast and everything. And even inside the MCU, you got 1 year, then you're doing him a disservice, dragging his memory through the mud. So it's disrespectful on a lot of levels. You pick. Or you can.
Was it just me, or did it seem like they just yanked his casket up with everyone on one hand, straight from the ground to the shoulder? I was like, y'all could have acted like it was something in there.
Hey, they're strong. I'll give them that, though. The Dory.
They was like, wow. I was just like, God, dog, dude. Like, I've carried caskets before. They are heavy.
And that one's vibranium, so I'm assuming like vibranium's a lightweight material, though.
Oh, right? Okay. Atuma was my favorite.
Was awesome. Yeah.
Dude, Atuma was that mother effer all night long. Well, I won't say all night long when he got to show up.
Yeah,
what's the general's name? The lady with the that played No, the lady that played in Walking Dead. She's the general for Wakanda.
The Dory how you say that lady?
What's her name? Michonne?
She played Michonne.
Yeah.
She was another character that I always liked. She's probably one of my favorite characters in MCU because I feel like that woman is one of the only characters. She don't give a shit who it is. She'll walk up to Thanos and she's going like, you probably gonna kill me. I'm ready to go though.
Oh, she wasn't.
And I love the stuff between her and. Huh?
Yeah, she wasn't ready for one character.
I know, and that was like the best fight.
Spear back to her. I'm like, yes. I think that they overuse her a little bit. Okoye, there it is. I think she is popular, and they're using her.
Okoye, yeah.
That quiet reverence that she has for her kingdom and everything, and just like that silent badass. I think they get a little bit too usy with the character, and they did play some of the comedy stuff off of her. I'm like, oh, okay. Wakanda's done loosened up with the new leadership. They're not as strict anymore.
I'm the one thing that had me the most intrigued was right before the end when
I don't want to get into too many spoilers.
Yeah. I'm just curious to how what's going to play off of that. But I'll message you about it later.
Yeah.
But I was just like, like they never went back to that and explained what's happening.
There was a lot of man, like Sunday on that week's end, I'll be talking full spoilers, but there was a lot of outrageous, gratuitous, like live real-time plot holes. Like not even like this is calling back to this and plot hole. And people, that's just going over people's heads somehow. I mean,
yeah.
Like I said there,
I might have to jump on Sunday and talk that with you.
What? I'm like, what? How do we go from A to Z? Like, wait a minute. What? Like, wait a minute. I thought this was sinking. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What, is this a labyrinth now? Like, wait a minute. How did this? Wait, what?
Sorry.
I'm known to over dissect movies. It ain't like I put in effort to do it.
I tried not to sit there and beat it up.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, but I was just like, dang, I think I had it built up so much in my head. Same thing with Doctor Strange. I had it built up so much in my head, because I was like, this is Marvel's last one of the year. There's no way they can go 0 for 3 on the year. And
damn close.
Yeah.
Dude, like this is going to make some people out there sad. Lady Fantastic put a great comment in there where she says that she feels she can beat up on Marvel, but she hates to hear other people do it. It's like having siblings. You're happy to hit them, but if someone else does, back off. And everyone has that little way about some stuff, but when it comes down to it, I don't care who hears this. DC just delivered the best year they've had in a decade, and Marvel just delivered the worst year they've had on record.
Yep.
So I think,
and I applaud her for being able to actually say something negative about Marvel when they do it, though. I mean, like, because a lot of people won't do it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
And I'm just like, I don't hate Marvel. I love Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at my wall, I've got one DC book on my wall. Everything else is Marvel. I'm a Marvel guy, but I can't sit and act like everything that is happening with Marvel is just all unicorns and rainbows and it's just fantastic and great. And I'm not going to shit on DC just to shit on DC and be cool. Like, I don't consider, I said I'm a Marvel guy. I'm a comic book guy. I want everything to be great. And I think if you consider yourself just a Marvel exclusive fan, like you should really be rooting for DC to put out great stuff.
Hey, don't tell me what to like and what not to like.
I'm not telling you have to like it. I'm telling you should want them to put out good product because that forces Marvel to have to do the same thing.
Don't stop making
forces them out of complacency.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the WWF sucked ass for like a decade.
I knew you were gonna go there. I knew you were gonna say that.
Just saying.
They actually had the gall to make me have to work.
What's up, babe?
Rob, I didn't even see you sitting there.
I just showed up.
He just came in.
Okay.
I just came back from Romania.
Oh, right on.
Boy,
that's a long drive.
And boy, are his arms tired.
That's right.
Thank you, Justin. Yes. Yes.
I flew part away and swam the rest.
What's on the smoker today?
Nothing today, but this weekend, a turkey. I'm going to do my pregame turkey. So I usually 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is my Super Bowl as a cook. So I usually buy one of those cheap frozen turkeys that will cook this weekend. So I'll remind myself, get my timing back down, everything else, and then after we're done consuming it, I'll take that carcass and boil it down, make some turkey stock, and then for that way I have turkey stock to inject into the main turkey when it's Thanksgiving Day, when I go get the fresh turkey. And
God, I want to kill my own turkey one year.
I'm not quite ready with that, but I'm good with just getting the fresh one from the butcher shop. Because I'm literally going to a traditional butcher shop that that's all that they have, other than a few imported snack foods, because it's a German butcher, so they have a few other German and European snacks there. But
right on.
Other than that,
I heard you're coming to Heroes Con
next year. Yep.
Bring me some of your meat, dude. I want to put it in my mouth.
Well, what we do is
Justin, are you actually going to get out and about and hang out with us this year?
Did you say
yeah,
Justin
we're coming out big this year, dude. We're gonna have 4 booths. We're gonna be setting up
booths, man. I don't give a shit about.
No, we're setting up. We're taking 2 booths. We're gonna have one of the booths is just gonna be a lounge area, dude. We're gonna have like palm tree plants and couches and places to hang out, beer
coolers.
Gonna have
flamingos?
Dude, it's gonna be like a damn close to a cabana.
Okay, if there's no flamingos, you've wasted your entire effort. Just in all seriousness, they don't have to be inflatable, but there has to be like.
We're gonna have something.
Mark needs an inflatable flamingo chair.
Like, get a floaty. I'll sit on it.
We need a tiki bar set up at some there needs to be a tiki bar.
You got to be all about that Mingo life, or what are you really doing with palm trees?
I'm not coming this year with the same mindset I did last year. Last year I was the Terminator on a mission the whole time, and even Justin did.
Me and my dad literally systematically hit every single booth, systematically through the con.
See, I didn't even get to every booth because I was hitting when I started on one end and I was just even Justin was just like, I could tell he was just like, God, dude, can we go to the next one? Like, I'll catch up with you later. Because I had to hit everything, and then I ran out of time, and I was just like, shit, man. There was probably 15 booths I didn't even really hit and dig in.
Tomahawk shit.
Well, my goal was to find a couple of things that I could hit big on with a press and clean and getting it graded. Because at that time, my mindset was to work towards being able to do that stuff and transition into that and out of construction. But obviously, that's not the smart move anymore. So now,
on that.
yeah. So now, I'm just going to hang out, and I find some cool shit for my personal collection. Like that's what I'm looking for. So. Because like other than like saying hey and chatting for a few minutes with a few people, like I didn't really do a whole lot of socializing. I just had my head down in those damn boxes the whole time, and then I felt like I missed out on everything. I was like, damn, I need like this con to be 7 days.
Yeah, you were looking for something random to hit on. Like we have like a short list of stuff that we're actually like missing that we're trying to fill for the PC.
Yeah.
So we're hitting vendors, and it's stuff like it ain't going to be in back issue boxes. Like, hey, do you have this hidden away somewhere? Do you have it on your wall?
Yeah.
In the next booth kind of thing.
And I found something like that. I found that Sentai. That was like, I found that. I should have just been cool with it and been like, cool, I found something. I'm just gonna go, check out everything else going on in the con. And Justin, he had a list. We hit every booth, found every book on his list except for the one that we decided he should just buy online because it was cheaper. But
the most socializing you did was with the food truck cheesecake guys.
See, I think Heroes is where I really bonded with Justin, because there's numerous times where we locked eyes from a distance and we didn't break our gaze till we were side by side.
Unfortunately, I wish that would have happened more.
Yeah.
But I remember the one time specifically I came up to you, but I was on the phone with my wife.
Yeah, that's when we were by Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah.
The first time was when y'all were standing in line and me and the small group of people were cutting the line.
Wait, you cut a line? I'd been in that line.
Well, Mark's an influencer.
We didn't wait in. Like, that line was massive and outside. And they're like, go in here and get your tickets, go get in line. I'm like, no. So when y'all saw us the first time, that was us going into the con.
I had a dealer booth that we know.
Like with Chip and Jim, like, no, let's just go this way.
There was some friends of ours walked by, and they had a booth in there, and one of them walked back out a little while later, And he went and he was like, dap me up. And I was like, oh, that's one of those special dealer bracelets. Justin, I'll see you later, bro. And I left his ass standing in line. I even bailed on Justin, dude. But to my defense, and Justin will tell you, when I walked into that show, I have never been so overwhelmed in my life with the amount of comic books that were there. Because all the shows I've been to haven't really been comic book shows. They're everything else shows with a little bit of comic book vendors sprinkled in.
Pop culture shows.
Yeah, so when I walked into Heroes, I had to adjust myself, find some tape, go to the bathroom, fix myself, and then I could go out in public again because I was 12 to or what do they say 6 to midnight.
6 to midnight.
Immediately. I didn't even know where to start. I was like, Justin, what do we do? Where do we start, dude? Like
Well, it probably didn't help that when you got there, we went over, we got our badges or whatever, and I showed you like the show floor from the window on the on the top. So I was like, just so you know, this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I was like, I don't care if I don't make any show the rest of my life. Heroes is the one I will never miss again. It is absolutely the most incredible thing I've experienced in comics as far as like a show.
It's a real show. It's a comic con.
Yep.
They got creators,
I
they got
absolutely
fun
loved
stuff.
it.
But dude, I told Rob, I don't know how many missed calls he had for me that weekend. Because every booth I hit, I'm like, answer this time, please answer. And he was busy as hell that weekend. That's why he wasn't there. He had his cookout that same weekend, and I was still calling him. He would hit me up that evening. What I missed? I'm like, you don't want to know, man. You don't want to know these prices. They're insane in a good way.
Yeah.
Turkey sandwich? Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the movies and the toys and the shows and all that, okay, but all that could go away. I would be fine. I mean,
so that's
as
the
long as
problem
we have the books, like that's the shit I love.
That's the problem that we have out here is that like for us, for where I live in San Jose, which is the big city, this is the part that's killing, right? So San Jose, the population, over 1 million people in the city, and what used to be the San Jose Comic Con, or actually it was Silicon Valley Comic Con, has morphed. It was already originally kind of they tried to make it a little bit different with a tech fusion element.
Yeah.
But it really, when they changed ownership of it, it really has become a maker fair / science tech fair / cosplay fair. And that's like basically it, because Adam Savage from Mythbusters now runs it, and that's what he's into. And so there's virtually no comics and stuff there, to the point where a lot of the comic dealers have created this counter San Jose Con that they run out of a Hilton hotel the same day that the main con, the big con's going on, because there's none of the comics, because there's nobody buying comics at the other one.
Yeah.
Where the prices.
That's what happened to Atlanta. Atlanta Comic Con's the same way now. I mean, first year I went to Atlanta Comic Con, there was a lot of comic book vendors, but I'd only been into the hobby literally about 5 months maybe. So it was, to me, I thought it was awesome. The next year I go, I get Nick to come with me. There's like 3 vendors there. And then this past year, it literally got renamed to something. It's like a Walking Dead con. And it's like, what?
Yeah, I'm not holding out hope for
What's up, Kyle?
Hey, Kyle, go make my mystery box. I have no high hopes for Fan Expo San Francisco this year, based on when they chose to hold it and the list of creators that is gone from attending to not attending, because it's Thanksgiving weekend. But so yeah, no, I'm good. I don't expect this. I expect really to spend my time there mostly just looking and getting some autographs, and for the most part, start saving my ducats for next June.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, do you know when they usually announce guests for Heroes?
Just as it starts rolling.
Okay, so we're way too early for that then.
All that they have on there still is all the thank you stuff from the last one, and then off to the side, like the date for the next one. And to be honest with you, man, are you just wondering about a specific one? Because I guarantee it's going to be stacked. It's always stacked.
Just like start planning, like looking, like seeing it and being like, all right, I'm going to pull this book to get signed.
Dude, I want to pull amalgam books, only amalgam books. Like if again, it's not just any and everybody, but if like I got JR to sign Thorian, you know what I mean? Like if I see somebody that I would like, I'm emotionally attached to from like my life I don't just, he's cool. But if I have like an emotional attachment to something, I'm like, I would like to tell him thank you in person. And I would like to commemorate that with his signature on an amalgam book, because those books just scream like my childhood. Like I was arguing like I do now as a 5 and 7 year old in comic book stores with grown-ups about stuff going on back in those days. When the whole DC versus Marvel event, and when people were in there voting, I was like criticizing their voting choices. I'm like, Wolverine's not going to beat Logo. Are you crazy? He can't die.
I can see the adults like, do you guys hear this little shit over here? I'll be damned. Tell me I'm wrong. And then
they were doing a popularity contest, and I wasn't there for that. I was there to see some results.
Every time I hear those types of discussions, I think of the baseball discussions I used to have as a kid when people were always comparing players from different eras and stuff.
Yeah. I've never really been big on getting stuff signed, but Steranko, he was one I had to. I had that picture that I had bought, and I bought it because I love the artwork he does, and I loved that artwork. And I didn't buy it with the intentions of getting it signed, but I said when I bought it, I was like, man, if I ever had the opportunity to get something signed by him, this is what I would pick. I like even all the Steranko comics I have, like I would want this piece signed. And same thing you said, it was something I wanted to have a few minutes to tell him, I haven't been a lifetime comic book fan, but there was a few artists in the short period of time that I have been in it that really captured me, and I was just like, wow, your stuff is so incredible. I said, you're one of the only ones that's still living that I'm going to have the opportunity to talk to and tell you that how much I appreciate your stuff. So that was really cool to be able to do, because most of the guys that I really, really love, they're all gone, and that sucks. Like I tell my wife all the time, like, God dang, I wished I would have got into this 15 years ago, 20 years ago, because been able to meet some of the guys that I consider like my comic book heroes now. Now I just have to watch documentaries on them.
There's some good ones out there.
The day I found out Gil Kane died crushed my soul, and that was only about a year ago. I was just like, oh, he's already gone? Shit.
Yeah, Mark, that book's one that I've been wanting to get mine signed, but mine's been stuck at CBCS hell forever, and it's finally shipping back.
Blue labeled?
It is, because I sent it in initially before I thought about it, but I'll crack it to get it signed.
Yeah, I know you would. You're not afraid to crack a slab. His signature is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And he still got the greatest head of hair in the game.
Yeah, he does. He looks like a fucking baby Billy from Righteous Gemstone.
Oh my God, dude! I just saw. Yes. The whole time I was watching that show, I was like, "Who does this fucker remind me of?"
Yeah,
and when you said that, I was like, "Oh my God, yeah."
Like to the tinted glasses indoors, the fucking turtleneck.
Brother Baby Billy. I can't wait for the next season of that.
So that event that I went to last night, that red carpet premiere, one of the, when that a certain female character showed up in an SUV to a crime scene, and she gets out of her SUV. The person who gets out with her, that guy is from Augusta, and he was at the red carpet event and all that stuff. But he's also been in like the most recent season of Stranger Things. And he's been in all 2 and the upcoming 3rd season of Righteous Gemstones. He always gets cast as like FBI stuff. He says he has FBI face, so it's easy for him to get those gigs, which he just does them for fun.
I'll tell you what, she's doing some recruiting, man. They're gonna do something with her. She's doing some recruiting.
Yeah, I just sold her first appearance for like $20.
Oh, okay.
Which is also a Steranko cover. I think I might have sold it for $25. Beckerman bought it though.
Mm-hmm.
I paid like $10 for it, I think. That Pop's Attic page would be a great place if you watch it to get something dirt cheap, CPR it. Well, just RP it, I guess.
Yeah, I look. I check the stuff that gets posted on there.
Yeah,
for sure.
The bigger key stuff.
Right now, I'm eyeballing a fantastic. Yeah, I'm eyeballing. I'm watching a Fantastic Four #6 that I'm fairly certain I can bump 2, if not 3, full grade points. And now that he's back, I'll tell Biggie he's an asshole.
For what?
Getting Fantastic Four 6 before me, son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, man. Mine's pretty fucked up. I'm sure you'll get a nice copy.
I've been waiting. I'm stacking up to get a certain one I found because it's got the potential of being an absolutely beautiful copy, and so I'm waiting on the right opportunity, or not the right opportunity. I'm just waiting for all the money to come in, and then I'm gonna grab it. But when you got yours, I was like, damn, you beat me to Avengers 1 and Fantastic Four 6. What a bastard.
Yeah, I try to get books people don't have, just so I can say I got them.
Oh yeah.
I don't know many people that do have it besides fucking Collector Geek and Man Cave.
And who dat?
Fucking who dat, yeah.
Talk about a son of a bitch, man.
That fucking tag match, bro. They fucking knew I was getting my goddamn FF6, bro. Who dat knew that? He's got a fucking first doom. I was done before I started.
Who dat knew that?
I know.
Yeah, there's no way out of it. They had my number, and he had that fucking first Supergirl, and I had. They knew I was gonna show the fucking Brainiac. They knew they knew what I was gonna show before I showed it.
Russell's collection is just stupid.
Oh, he's one of the greatest, bro. I fucking love Who Dat.
Oh, every time I talk about him, I say he's one of the most underrated collectors out there because people don't realize what that dude has because he doesn't show his real big shit all the time. I mean, he had FF 1 through 10 until earlier this year. He let a couple of them go, but he still got his #1, his 5, his 2.
Got the ones that matter, and they're not shitty grades either, bro. They're like mid grade.
No. Yeah, his Doom's like a $40,000 book.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
I think it was like a 4 or 5.
Yeah, fucking 4 or 5, bro. Golly. And every time he shows it, people shit their pants because it's a great book, It's a fucking great book.
I hope these prices keep going the way they're going. I might be able to grab like a 1.0 maybe in another year.
I'll tell you the book that's really went down is First Doctor Strange. You can get one for like $3,000 if you try hard enough, Not that bad.
Yep. I'm about to put up a First Galactus for sale. CGC 1/8.
That's nice. That's a really big book, bro. It's a big book.
Yeah. Got a kick in the balls on a 181 this week. I took it in from a buddy of mine that runs a shop, and it was beat. He gave it to me, and I was like, all right, cool. I was like, marble stamps in there? Yeah, I've been through it. It's complete. I was like, okay, cool. So I just took his word for it. I mean, I'm like, he knows what he's doing. Pressed it, cleaned it, and he was expecting a 2.0. When I got done, I was like, I'm expecting a 4.0. Came back a 0.5 restore with minor color touch and incomplete, missing an entire wrap.
Oh wow!
So as soon as I got it, I cracked it open because he's like, "There's no way." I checked it, and I was like, "All right." Yeah, so I was like, all right, dude, I'm going to check it. I got a facsimile at home. I can flip page for page. And sure as shit, there's a wrap missing. But there's nothing torn out of it. So I'm like, either somebody pulled the book apart, took the wrap out, to use in another book.
Yeah, married it to a better copy.
Or it was missed in manufacturing. I don't know, but that's hard to believe that a whole rat would be missed, I think, in the middle of the book. But yeah, I was just like, okay, well, from now on, like, you know,
got a page count.
Yeah, and I do for, like, you know, my regular customers, but him being who he was, I was just like, okay, I'll take your word for it. Cool. He checked. I didn't even check for the Marvel stamp because he said he checked it over. It was all good. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to check your stuff too now because like I was doing a book for Jeffrey the other day, and it still had the pages inside that CGC puts in when they grade them. And so I hit him up. I was like, hey, did you know this has been graded before? And he's like, no, not to my knowledge. It's been raw the whole time I had it. I was like, okay, I also noticed that you got like gold staples in this thing when I was checking pages and stuff. I was like, I've never seen that before. And I said, my copy of this, it was the Tales to Astonish Surfer and Hulk cover. 93. I said, my copy doesn't have gold staples. I said, this does not look like it's just like, you know, tarnishing or rusting. I was like, these things are like bling, bro. So I said, just so you know, it may come back restored, but he was like, yeah, it wouldn't be the first damn time somebody sold me a restored.
Mine aren't gold either.
Yeah.
Hey, Dustin, so when that book had collar touch, it wasn't on the cover, it was on a page?
No, there was a small amount somewhere on there, and I looked it over with a black light before I sent it. I've got someone else that I'm going to send it to see if they can find it, but it was missing a whole wrap out of the book.
I
So
had
it had
that
color
happen
touch
recently.
and it was
Color
missing
touch
a
is
wrap.
a specific animal though. Like when you hit a book with a black light, it should show color touch, but it'll also show other things as well. So you have to be able to differentiate between like color touch or grease or schmegma or whatever.
Yeah, because the
It's not
white,
like yeah, black light doesn't just say, oh, here's blood, semen, and color touch. It shows you everything.
Yeah.
I tell you, there's nothing more exhilarating for me than counting pages to a low grade book. It's like getting a bag of heroin that you don't know if it's real or not or some shit. And when you're flipping through them, they're so brittle. I have to use like backboards and not even touch the page. And you're counting, and then there's, like Dustin said, centerfolds and fucking whatever in the books, dude. You really got to be careful, man. It's not easy.
Yeah, I hate
the ad pages, everything.
Yeah, he said he didn't count them because it wasn't for just a regular customer. It was for a friend that knew what they were doing.
He runs a comic shop, and he was like, I've already counted pages. It's all there. Just press it. I was like, okay.
Or those covers that are sliced. Sometimes you get those.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, because I've had like 2 other books for other customers, and I was counting pages. I'm like, you know, somebody ripped the pen up out of this book, right? It's probably was hanging on some kid's wall.
Right. I don't know, man. There's some books that people even say have centerfolds that I don't know if I believe it or not because I don't see any proof of it. Like, okay, ASM 14, people said there's centerfolds in it. I can't find a fucking centerfold. There's a splash page, but supposedly there's a Ditko centerfold. I don't know. Fucking annual 1, dude, forget about it. That's all it is pinups. Pin up. The whole fucking book.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, dude. Kevin Conroy died?
Wait, for real?
No way.
This is our very sad news. Our beloved voice of Batman, Kevin Conroy, died yesterday. He's been ill for a while, but he's been put a lot of time into cons. Joy for all fans. He'll be sorely missed, not just by the cast of the series, but by the legion of fans all over the world. It's posted by Diane Pershing on Twitter. Wow.
I'm looking.
Dude, people were falling off left or right. Where my mom works at, she had a supervisor come in, and her mom just died and went in with stomach pains. It was her pancreas, I think, or something. And so many people getting sick. It's really sad.
Pancreatitis is not good.
Super sad. I guess it wouldn't be so sad, but it's like sudden deaths. Like you'll go and they'll say, "Oh, you got 5 weeks."
Right. I guess that's that whole thing of you're supposed to go more frequently to the doctor, but every time I go, they tell me something bad. So
people that have to pay for their insurance don't want to pay doctor bills. You're talking $1,000 for urgent care visit. It's fucking really expensive.
Well, my problem is I've been a confirmation on Kevin Conroy. Not that it hasn't happened. I just don't see it currently.
Here's what I know, Biggie, is for the last 3 years I was perfectly healthy. I went in the doctor the other day. Now all of a sudden I got diabetes and high cholesterol and everything else. So
right. You'll find a problem for sure. Well, you almost got to tell them what's wrong.
I just don't go to the doctor. Tell my wife I'm just going to wake up dead one day. Y'all can figure out why later.
How you wake up dead?
Exactly.
His Wikipedia page says that he died November 10th, 2022.
Yeah,
Kevin Conroy.
Now I'm seeing a little more.
No.
The actor, I'm thinking Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman from
He's alive,
the animated series. He just died yesterday.
I didn't hear that.
We're seeing rumors that he just passed.
That's what we're talking about, yeah.
Like literally just
died.
Announced.
Died November 10th, and his Wikipedia page is all written now in the past tense. So
yeah, it looks like it did happen now that I'm seeing. Wow, that's crazy.
I'm gonna wait to see. I wonder if Mark Hamill has tweeted anything.
I don't Twitter.
Nick won't let me on it.
That's probably for the better.
That's what he says. A lot of people say
he
that.
said, "Give it 3 more months, then maybe let it settle, then maybe."
Why does everyone say that about me? That's probably for the best. I don't understand what kind of opinion I've created of myself.
I mean, you kind of know, like if you have
Twitter
is not allowed for you until here recently. Now Twitter's working toward being allowed to everybody.
I love Twitter.
Never understood it.
It's like Instagram, but better.
Except words.
Mm-hmm.
They use words, yeah. There's no video at all.
No, you can.
You can post video and pictures. Most people do, but it's different.
Yeah, there's not much twerking and.
Yeah, you're right about that. It is better for that alone.
I still don't understand how that crap pops up on our Instagram. I'm like, literally none of the comic book stuff.
It says, "Oh, you're a guy and you're a nerd, therefore you'll like."
Yeah.
Well, they do this shit, Dustin. If you're a friend with somebody and they determine your friend has an interest, they'll fucking flood you with stuff. So if you like
exactly. If anyone you follow has ever liked anything like that, it'll pop up for you.
Oh, so I apologize to you all for some of the shit that's coming your way.
So I got to stop following Justin Birch then on there.
Absolutely, no one should follow me.
JB,
I see all this shit about animals and dogs and shit. I'm like, I never fucking watch dog shit or animal shit. All over my Instagram.
You get that from me? I do post a lot of pictures of my dog.
I don't know.
I'll watch 4 hours of people cleaning horses' hooves, though.
Yes, and cows. Yeah. I'm not even joking. Watch them go in there with a small, like just hit it with the bins and go in there with a small cutting tools. And you look at it like, dude, doesn't this hurt? Y'all go down real low, but apparently it doesn't. Some of the infected one with the
what's crazy is those rabbit holes you'll go down. Because like I know last night I was watching on YouTube. Next thing I know, I was watching 4-wheel drive rescues. Like some guys just going out and pulling people out of mud and stuff. Well, why am I watching?
You might have seen me on there.
I don't go 4-wheeling. I don't do. I have no interest in this whole thing. Why am I watching this?
What? You've never done that, Rob? Okay, we need to fly you out to Georgia, bro. I got to take you on a ride, man.
No, I'm not saying I haven't gone 4-wheeling and stuff. I just say I don't do that. I have a Subaru. You know, I'm not driving. You know, I can drive onto the parking lot. And
no, we got to get you in we got to get you in an 88 square body on 44s and go dump you off in a mud hole so damn thick you don't know if you can open the door.
Hey, I'll try to hop on in a minute. I'll see y'all in a minute.
All right, man.
Dustin, I have
Alright,
no
man.
idea what you just. I do not understand the words that just came out of your
You
mouth.
gotta get
I
you in a
got 'em.
truck with big tires and sink you in the mud.
Most
That
fun
I
part
understand.
times in my life have included being stuck in mud for hours.
with a snorkel.
No, you don't go in that prepared.
No,
Rob.
you just go in, dude.
You don't put a snorkel kit on your
No
vehicle?
snorkel.
No, you leave. This is the South, man. You leave your fate up to God.
That's for
Jesus
sissies.
Christ. How you go deep in the mud with freaking you're not
Snorkel
gonna have
Fast,
air
Rob.
for your
Yeah, snorkel's more for water than mud, man.
anything that keeps freaking your air intake from getting clogged up. If you don't have air, you don't have combustion. You don't have combustion, you're stuck in the mud.
Tell that to Elon.
He's not making cars that combust
I know.
until they collide with something, and then they have air, and then they combust.
And then they leak toxic battery fluid everywhere. Tow truck drivers show up in hazmat suits.
Now, the other one that gets me crazy that I find myself watching on occasion is like dudes, random gardeners walking up to abandoned properties and fucking cleaning the yards. I'm all,
Yes.
what?
Are you the reason why those have started showing up on my feed?
Yeah. Have you seen the lawn guy who goes to people live in the houses, but he goes there? He's like, hey, I have a channel and I cut lawns, and he does it for free. And he just sets up his camera. And
I saw one where the dude like goes to his house and he's like doing all stuff, and then they start smelling something, and they end up having to call the cops, and it turns out that the person was dead inside the house.
Did he finish cutting the grass first?
No, they left the back of the house. He finished the front of the house, but he left the back unfinished because he was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I can't leave the front undone." But now it's gonna get special.
You've got to get
What have you been
spicy.
saying about Wakanda? What have you been saying about Wakanda?
No one's been talking about Wakanda.
If you would have watched the
They're
live
talking
stream
about
from the
battle
red
wangs,
carpet,
though.
if you would have watched the live stream from the red carpet premiere last night that we did, Alan Rue came
So
with a bunch
stoked
of
that
Black
guy.
Panther
Nice.
facts, about the film. And just so you know, Lady Fantastic, 100% of the scenes that take place in Wakanda were all filmed right here in Georgia. So I'm more Wakandan than anybody.
This is more Wakandan than you are.
And Mark, you look like you're a native of Wakanda.
I believe so because I look like Georgia guy, I guess. And Wakanda actually is set in Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's actually become a really, really hot spot for Hollywood.
Oh yeah, for years now,
tax break.
people are just now catching on. We have the best film tax credits in the country.
Oh,
so
yeah,
all
you
of the
do.
Marvel stuff since Phase 1 has been filmed here.
Oh, we know. You keep saying the Georgia peach at the end of all the credits.
Dude, I didn't even realize this, Rob. I know you know that, but there's so many people that don't know like Georgia's the peach state. Like I always assume Florida's the orange state. Georgia's the peach state.
No, every time I turn around, I'm like sending something to somebody who's on Peachtree Lane or Peachtree Drive or Peachtree Avenue or whatever.
I'm not as good with geography as some might hope, but I'm good with placing fruit in states.
Because I used to also have to like Toshiba used to be based in Georgia, and they used to have their return
onions too.
Return to vendor facility was on Peachtree Lane in Georgia too. But anyways,
yeah, for so excited. Look at her.
She's riding that Black Panther spec.
This is not spec.
She's flipping.
This is my love.
No,
I like this.
We all know Caroline just
Shut
wasn't
your mouth.
interested.
Since I was an embryo.
So Lady F here is the newest Black Panther fan in comic book history. Fell in love with him last
Just
month.
bought all these yesterday off
I
eBay.
just got it last night because
Yeah.
these guys.
Congratulations.
There's this group of guys that are really good with spec and they're good. They're accurate with everything. Legion of Comics. And if you listen to everything that they say and you drink their words like pablum, you too can have a Black Panther collection.
I find
as
that
nice as
unlikely
mine.
because he would never
on nothing.
He
I
would have
don't
never
either.
spec'd on Marvel. So
I don't
Or
spec on Marvel.
now
I
you
buy
say that,
Marvel
but y'all,
because
I don't
drink
sell.
it.
I don't sell books, so I like that. So I don't buy to sell books like that.
I don't
So
buy. I don't sell
spec on
books like
anything.
this
But
either.
don't think for 1 second I don't
who
have
sells books?
an impressive collection of Marvel keys over
Why?
here.
It doesn't even make sense.
No, for real though. I've been into. I love Black Panther, so this happening for me is a chance to come on here and just be a total asshole about all
No,
things.
not being an asshole.
Black Panther.
Called
I
nerding
do
out.
love. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of knowledge that you probably do or don't know because it's a binary thing. You either know something or you don't. But this issue, Black Panther 14, is the first cover a young Bill Sienkiewicz does for Marvel Comics.
Nice.
First appearance of Purple Pants on a motorcycle.
Yes. Bill Sienkiewicz riding it out, his first go around with Marvel. And also, you will find in some of the early 200s, maybe 220s as well, teens of Fantastic Four, is also some very early Sienkiewicz art before he gets his signature kind of what the who's it's what.
Hey, I love when artists that are very clearly defined by their art style, you can look back at their earliest stuff and they just drew what was of the time and of the title. Like you look at JR stuff, he was just mimicking what that book was already doing. Same thing for Bill.
You have to.
Yeah.
If you want to get into the industry, you have to draw like the big guys. But once he got in there and got established, he started doing awesome things like New Mutants, you know.
Started showing out.
Uh-huh. And so so all of this, you know, this is just good stuff. Love it. Eat it up. Black Panther, baby. I'm so there. So there.
When are you going to go see the film?
I kind of want to tonight. I mean,
you didn't go yesterday?
No, dude.
You don't really love Black Panther.
I've been working my white ass off, and then mostly having to spend time with my pops and helping him out for C3 related issues. But you know what I mean.
Yep.
It's not actually related to C3, but it's related to the cause that C3 was helping support. This is one of the most badass variants that I've ever found.
Oh, Zatanna.
Why that?
It's monstrous. It's a monstrous variant. It's Image Classics variant. Is that not Fire?
Yeah, that's Spawn 1 homage.
For a second, it looked like
it's Spawn.
Yeah.
So it's a classic variant to, you know, tip its cap to Spawn, and I just thought this is the coolest thing.
For some reason, it looked like the art under was floating separate from the trade dress.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just a stunning piece.
It's got a little bit of Michael Turner vibes almost.
Do you think?
Yeah, with the thin pencil work and everything, and the face.
Yeah,
most definitely. Not the hair though. Michael Turner did hair way better.
Oh yeah, is that what you're saying?
That's a pretty cover though.
It's pretty bitchin'. But anyways, thanks. Yeah, I just randomly found it and I really liked it. Oh, here's another one you guys need to read if you want the new. I think some of the new Avengers movie content is going to come from this line right here. Avengers.
Thank God.
So I would read. This is a great storyline, and I would, if you want to know, probably what the Secret Wars or whatever the things in the future are going to be about. I think this is going to have a lot of content from that. You know, there's also the new Secret Wars, but at the same time. And then this, like,
you need to come on the channel more often because I don't have as many people reading modern Marvel to share information with people watching. So,
this is a great issue that is it's centered around Kang, but it is now jumped up to a $20 issue. So if you see this in your 50-cent bin or your dollar bin, Avengers Forever #9, just pick it up. But yeah, I should probably come on to Marvel and show nothing but fucking Jane Foster Thor and how it's amazing. It is really good. I really love Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron, what he did for Thor, period. Lady Thor, Dude Thor, made me care about a character I didn't give two shits about. Thor God of Thunder was one of the, it was on the New York Times bestseller list for a while, guys. It was an amazing piece of writing. And the way that he, in parallel, brings 3 different iterations of Thor based on where he's at in his life, I thought was just a wonderful plot. And that all 3 of them in parallel were needed to defeat this guy Gore was just great. I mean, it was so fun.
Rob, check your IG.
That's all I can handle of Lady Fantastic today, guys. So I gotta.
All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys.
No, I had to go at 11, but good seeing you guys. Thanks for everyone hanging out. See you guys.
Love you, Tyler. Have a good day. Enjoy your sleepy time.
Mark, be honest. Just
got you. Enough said.
Yeah.
So we're about. Finn wants to go ride his bike, so that means I got to go too.
Well, I've effectively scared off all the dudes, so I'm
YouTube,
gonna bounce.
Finn, YouTube, Finn. So
I don't know where you get these priorities.
It should be a lesson for you, Lady F, to hop on sooner.
Well, I go on my own timeline. You don't tell
That's
me.
understandable.
That's fair. And Mark, I don't know where you get these priorities of putting your family and your kids over YouTube and shit. This is
I'm a savage.
Absolutely ludicrous and insane to me. I have always put my kids second to my own personal interests, and I think it's made me a happier person.
I'll try that later in life. Once they start thinking for themselves, that's when I'll put them behind my wants and needs. But until then, I'm going to enjoy this time.
They still want to hang out with us.
Yeah, while they want to hang out with us, I'm going to eat this up, man.
Fair enough.
They love us. And
There's
this
not many.
is
There's not many years left. Have fun.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing. I know that we still have years of them loving us, but I feel like it's just going to be tomorrow when they stop. I already see it going way.
Yeah, it stops, and then you have to wait till they have kids before they love you again and
Yeah,
realize how great they had it.
It stops. I'm gonna. I know that feeling of it's going to feel like it was forever ago when we had all these memories and moments. So I'm trying to just jam pack them all. I want to be able to live vicariously through my memories till I'm 90 years old. You know what I mean? When I lose my memory. What's up, player? You ready to tell Rob and Justin bye?
Bye, Bob and Justin. That's the ride my bike.
Yeah.
We're going to tighten that up a little bit.
Are you going to do any jumps?
Ask him if he's going to do any falls. That's what.
All right. That's why you do the jumps.
No, it doesn't. Get off of that. It doesn't hurt. You just yanked it down on your head. You just grabbed it and pulled it down and said it hurts.
All right.
What a psychopath. Let me go handle this and go ride some bikeage. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks, everybody, for checking out the stream. Go see Wakanda Forever. Don't be a lemming. Judge the movie, not the emotions. Till next time, we are Legion.